All right, chat. One's in the chat if we're ready for this fucking video. This video is about an hour long. It's about an hour and 14 minutes long. We're gonna get through everything. I am
Hopefully.
gonna
So the
no,
same
no,
di-
we're gonna get through
Oh, we're
everything.
fine. We're fine. We're fine.
We're actually
Sorry, I had to
only
step
this
away
this stream's
for a
only
second.
3 hours long so far. We gotten through the majority of everything that is up to today. Who's that guy who's better than Falgi's on screen? Yes, it's Turkey Tom. Better than me. Very famously, I am worse than Turkey Tom. Is Diesel still streaming? Why allegations and not accusations? That's a really good question. I don't think that there was an intentionality behind the words, if I'm being fair. But yeah.
Words are hard for streamers. Triptych, you know.
I
this.
think I put allegations in my tweet as well as the thing. Turkey Tom
Fucking
growing out of
cloudy.
his Dexter as a teenager wig haircut is as well. Hey. They've done teenage Dexter now. He has a short haircut. Don't do that. As a
Lame.
Dexter fan, I've seen the new I've seen the
Oh, how bad
Dexter
is it?
Origins thing. It's actually pretty good. Show
Okay.
is actually really good. It's surprisingly good. So surprisingly good they're moving forward with the fucking sequel series. Like after New Blood, they're
No.
moving forward with Resurrections.
I'm sorry, like I like Dexter, but like him being shipped with his sister just fucking killed the show for me.
That was a writing choice that I hated. I will.
Like,
Wait, really? That was a thing?
Well,
They shipped
because
them in the show.
the reveal is none of them are siblings. The reveal is obviously that Dexter
They're
is
step
not
siblings.
what.
They're step siblings.
Well, no. Wasn't it that it was revealed that she wasn't Harry's kid? Yeah, that choice isn't in the books. I think that wasn't. Isn't it partly that she's not Harry's kid as well?
Biologically related.
Yeah, that's like the whole thing. It's well,
I
no,
don't know. I
because
never watched Dexter, so I don't. Yeah.
I recommend the books.
yeah, the books are very good. Well, it's Dexter is Henry's kid out of confident. After he has sex with one of his CIs, and it's all weird. No, Dexter is adopted by Harry, but it's not. He's still no. That's not true. They knew that they were adopted. Well, Dexter was adopted, yes, but he's Harry's kid. They're technically step siblings. It's a whole thing. I've watched the series. Let's get into
Wow,
this.
we're
So have I.
going into the depth here.
The depths of the goon
I'm
cave.
fucking. Do you want to talk more about Dexter? I'm fucking. I'll go more about Dexter.
Ash
It's
is
been a
locked
decade.
in. Ash is
Yeah.
locked in. They're
I'm
ready.
still fucking mad they killed his girlfriend off, and like they just.
Wow, spoilers.
Yeah, no, they
Spoilers.
were raised
Go
as
fuck
siblings. It's
yourself,
nasty.
does it? Like a decade old.
It is. All right, let's get into this video.
Day that the Destiny allegation stuff initially went public, I got reached out to by Erudite, NotsoErudite, or Kyla. She's Destiny's co-host of the Bridges podcast. She has a business with him, and she also was seen in the DMs interacting with Pixie, the alleged victim of the allegations, and basically she wanted to talk to me about her position based on the fact that there had been a lot of DMs leaked where it looked like she was kind of trying to, at least from my perspective, initially cover for Destiny and maybe help him out and quell the situation from going public. So she wanted to talk to me about that. And this video is that interview.
But she is. While she's respecting Pixie's choice, wasn't this privated? No. Was this video privated? No, this video can't be privated. No way. No, I don't believe that.
No, you can access it.
Yeah, can you? Are you talking about no? The stream was but Tom always privates his streams.
Yeah.
The stream with Dan was
like a pinto bean.
yes.
Triptych.
I know. Let's get to it.
But
again, as we said before, or as I said before, the messages that she says, "Oh, I'm pushing Destiny back," it doesn't fucking look like it. You look like you're fucking running ops for him. I need to be I still stand by the victim believing that that Kyla, aka NotsoErudite, is acting in her best interest. But I am personally not convinced that she wasn't also acting in Destiny's best interest as well as her own best interest. Because what I personally assume, and I've gotten the feel, though Dan kind of took part of it back, I heard in his argument with Mr. Girl, is the people closest to Destiny that knew about this were assessing if they had to leave him or not. And they were assessing if they can keep this thing quiet Or if it got so big, they could just get rid of Destiny and continue onward. I still think that's part of the case, but we'll see. It depends on how Destiny responds to this and what the fallout is from this.
She personally said, "Hey, I saw a video where you said Destiny Erudite. I can understand how you came to that conclusion from the information that's available and the framing that's going on. If you're open to hearing me out, I'm down to talk to you about it in private. I'm also comfortable with you recording it and using that for content. I like you, and I think you're one of the few unbiased and responsible commentary YouTubers. So I feel like you might be open to getting my side with extra context and information. So we're gonna be doing that. No word from Big D, but this is, I guess, the best we're gonna get for now. I think he said he wouldn't be talking about this stuff pending certain legal action. So we'll talk to her about it. We'll see what she has to say. Maybe it'll be good. Maybe it'll be bad.
I wonder what the outcome will be.
Hello?
Hey, how's it going?
Doing all right. How are you?
I'll just speed it down just
Been
a
on a
bit.
day, been a long day.
Yeah, just to let you know, I'm recording already, in case there was any question, just so it's totally clear. So yeah, what did you want to talk about the Steve stuff that's going on?
Yeah, I figured I wanted to reach out to you, as I said, just because I think you're probably gonna be the most fair, but it also seems like, so I'm only really.
So, we're going to start this off right now. This is the reason that she's reaching out to Tom is not because he's going to be the most fair. This is the largest platform she could reach at this moment that isn't tied directly to the Destiny orbit. Very important to realize that she's choosing her words and the person that she's talking to very carefully.
Really gonna speak probably to my side.
The HP bar is blinking is actually, I'm going to use that from now on. That is actually a perfect way to say that.
So true.
The one HP voice.
And then if you have questions, I'll answer what I can.
Hugh, it's Wendy.
You're Wendy.
And I guess like the main thing for me is it's when people are looking at the texts that I'm sending back and forth with Pixie, they're getting like a very clip-chimped version of the exchange. Just so you are aware.
Which I will agree with. I will actually agree with. It seems like her and Pixie are actually like having an ethical back and forth. Now, whether Pixie is like keeping the relationship open because she has legal pending things and may want to use NotsoErudite in her legal case, that is completely up to her. How can a full text be clip-chipped? What I can say to that is clip-chipped is probably the incorrect word for it, but it's how it's characterized. Because
it's more
taken
taken out of context?
No, what I would say is that it's thrown in a weird editorial. Not so much in
Okay.
Beckett's video, in my opinion. The screenshot is still cut off. Yeah. For those who don't know, clip-chimped is when somebody edits a clip in a specific way or cuts them off in a specific way to make it sound like something that happened didn't happen.
It removes context.
And it removes context. I do want to point out that I do think that part of... Hey, thank you so much. I've loved the stars too, finally with the 5.
Maybe not malintent, but definitely calculated.
Oh, 100%. This is calculated. Like what Sunday did with Nick, exactly. So what Sunday did with Nick is a clip chimp. And he did it in the fucking worst way possible because Nick alleges, and he showed his part of the recording, that not only did he clip chip it, he edited the call in a specific way that edits part of Nick's response.
Yeah, like he did multiple clip chips of
Yeah.
Nick.
Very, very...
The entire conversation was just edited.
Yeah, because there's a whole hour, there's a whole 30 to 40 minutes of that conversation that he didn't release initially. But again, do I believe the extended exchange is a little bit paints her in a better light? Yes, but I don't think that's the only thing, in my opinion. Ay.
I've talked to Pixie about an hour and let her know that I was talking to you just to get consent. So I asked her basically if I could give you DMs to basically be like, the way I'm getting painted here is like really, really far from the truth, and I don't really know why.
You look like Ghislaine Maxwell.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I guess I'll maybe start with like the first. So I called Pixie and she immediately was like, I'm so sorry. And just so it's clear, you can text her as well if you want, like on Discord, and confirm like everything you want with her. Like I'm not like she's totally fine with it. She mostly just feels really bad about this. So this was the text that she sent me today, just so you have an idea of like where I'm coming from and that she is like agreeing. She knows that I'm sending you these texts. The only thing is that if there's receipts that you want to ask for, I'm happy to give them. I just want to make sure that I send them to her as well, because I feel like
Which is reasonable.
it's like the one thing that hasn't happened in this whole situation is like her consent being included. So
Yeah,
I
it's
just
her
want,
story, of course. Yeah.
yeah. So I just want you to be clear that like I'm
Yeah.
being very intentional about that. And if there's things that I don't answer, I
Okay.
apologize. There's just
So
certain
I can
conversations
show
there.
this text you're sending.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
let me see here. So this says, let's see here. Hey, I'm still worried for you. Are you okay no matter what? Please never hesitate to reach out. She says, hi, Kyla. I'm sorry for not getting back to you earlier. I've just been really overwhelmed with the situation. I didn't consent to President Sunday receiving those messages at all. I feel like they painted both of us in a really bad
So this is
untrue
what we
light.
read
I really appreciate
before,
you care so much about
which is 100% fair. I don't think that it paints her well, and I think that it's really fucked that, again, like I said, I think it's really stupid and really, it's filled with a lot of contempt to paint the victim as somehow complicit in the cover-up. I really think that that's stupid. If she wanted this to be covered up, she's allowed to do that, and you could report on the fact that he's using his money to shut people up. But it's not appropriate to report it this way.
me and have been checking on me so often, just asking if I'm okay. I don't think you'd go that far if you didn't care. I feel really guilty and bad because I didn't expect things to get legally this at all. Okay. So, I guess you're just showing here that you guys are on good terms, basically. Okay.
Yep.
Well, I guess the biggest question for me would be from the DMs, and I did prepare. I pulled up a bunch of them, so we can kind of, if you don't mind, we can go through them. In
Yeah,
a moment here,
that'll be
but-
perfect. I can kind of show you the context around the DMs that you have as well.
Okay, perfect. So the biggest thing for me is that it looks like you're essentially playing mediator for Destiny so that he doesn't have to directly talk to the alleged victim. It looks like that's
Okay.
what's happening here.
It's a good
You're
question.
playing
This is actually a
mediator.
really good
You're trying to
question.
diminish consequences for him and diminish sort of culpability for him by
curious how
not having
she'll
him have to admit
respond.
anything outright in a DM in regards to what happened in the situation. The situation being that it seems to be the case, at least, that he essentially got an explicit video of them together and then sent that to someone without
Yes.
her consent. To your knowledge, is that true? Did he do that?
So I also, just to be clear, I already told Destiny that this is what I was going to say to you as well. So everyone's just like fully considered, and I can again show you all the DMs of me letting him know that this was what I was going to be saying. When I confronted him in Miami in like early December, when I went down in person because I wanted to talk to him in person, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Interesting that the only time that she confronts him is in person and not recorded. I digress.
And I asked him, "Did she know you were recording? And did she consent to it?" He said that she did know about the recording, that she's aware she did consent to the actual filming of it, but
Yeah,
that
right.
he said specifically probably not. Like it was 3 years ago. I don't remember specifically, and like things were open like this, but yeah, probably not. I didn't get like explicit consent. And I said, "Steven, that's really fucked."
What does that even mean? What does that even mean? What does that even fucking mean? Oh, yeah, she consented, but maybe she didn't consent. I can't remember. It's been 3 years ago. I don't know if she ever consented, but maybe she consented. Bro, if I found out a friend of mine fucking did that to another friend of mine, I would not. She's cooking Steven by talking shit. Yeah. What is happening? Yeah, so right there means he admitted to her, right? It's such a weird way because either she's getting the sentence wrong, or she's saying that that he can't understand if he recorded her with her consent or without her consent at the time. That he doesn't remember. Now, Pixie isn't necessarily disagreeing. I think she means Pixie consented to being videotaped, but not the sharing, because she'd have to be insane to say it the other way around. I also was about to say, I believe that as well. I think she just worded it very poorly, because Pixie in her public statement never ever said, never ever fucking said that it was recorded non-consensually. It's the sharing of it. Again, I've said this before in Pixie's statement, especially that the 19 and very worried about being SA'd at 19 and sexually inexperienced. It is very, very weird to do.
Yeah.
Like it very much shows that Destiny is a cult of personality. This is not a victim blaming thing. This is showing how it happened. And it's important to understand that Destiny, to a lot of the people in his organization, which why I highlight maybe not believing everybody, is he's seen as a godlike figure to them that just had a fucking misstep. Uh-oh, Q left, but he'll be back.
More like Caligula.
More like fucking Caligula, you fucking asshole.
What?
Fucked up. Like
What?
that's
Why
not
am
okay.
I an asshole?
You're fine.
And so, just to be clear, he would say, I didn't completely say, but I read that very strongly as him acknowledging that he did not have consent to give it.
Right. Okay.
Come back here.
I guess the biggest question
Welcome
from
back
there
here.
would be, once you had that conversation with him, that was, you said December of last
Early
year?
December. Yeah.
2024?
Okay.
Okay, so you guys had that conversation. How did things develop from there?
Yeah. So I was notified. So when the
Be
leaks
like
happened, I
this.
was having like a community event. So I wasn't actually aware of the leaks until I think just like honestly like a random person messaged me being like, have you seen this? And I was like, no. I still actually haven't looked at the leaks. I have like personally just a policy about never looking at like leaked nudes and stuff.
You shouldn't
but that's
Everybody should have that policy.
Hold on.
Everybody should have that policy. You know who will have to look at that? The cops and lawyers. Why would you look at them? Kyla, why would you say that you... yeah. I hope you'd have a personal policy about never fucking looking at them. That's insane. That's crazy. Why do you need a personal policy over that? That's weird.
So
Yeah.
this is back before I talked to Destiny or Pixie. That's when I reached out.
Very much like just putting her foot in her mouth.
That's
Just not
very
talk
suspect.
To a lawyer? Like, what is she doing?
But we'll
Nah, why would you do that?
We'll
What
get
is
there.
wrong with these people? Like, you
All of these
just
people are
'cause it's
fucking
the
brain.
internet doesn't mean that there's no consequences. You saying something stupid, someone's gonna have that available to them, and then it's gonna come back up. They just need someone with like enough money to fucking want to sue you.
All of
Yeah,
these
sue you,
people are
excuse me.
incredibly brain broken. And it's very obvious they are incredibly brain broken by the internet. Yeah, I have the personal policy of not stabbing someone. Yes, they're incredibly
Yeah.
brain broken. It's so bizarre.
I could stab someone.
No,
but
no, 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 no. What the fuck is wrong with you? There's not a yes
Like
and.
combat situation. Like
Can
if
you
wanna
not
fight
get-
Shadiversity?
Oh yeah, well, listen, Shadiversity has like the fucking propensity to fucking get tired before he'd fucking hit somebody. The motherfucker gets winded probably going to the fucking bathroom. I don't know what to tell
Wow.
you. Listen, I don't know. It's they're fucking down there. Gravity's heavier. I don't fucking know.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
To straight away because I was hearing that it might be Pixie, and I figured if it was her,
Everything goes back to straight raid. It's so fucking weird. Everything continues to go back to straight raid. It's fucking weird because it's like she tried to op everybody. Like,
You know, it's like in a conspiracy, you expect there to be a web, but right now it's just a straight fucking line back to straight raid.
what I think, if I had a conjecture, I think what's happening is Straight Raid is playing the field and grabbing things from different people. So, however the story turned out, she could be able to turn it at any time. This is what I suspect. Again, this is an opinion. This is Falgy opinions time. She is setting herself up by talking to Sunday, and Sunday and her confirming that they think their friend is stupid. Talking to Destiny, being a liaison for her friend. Talking to NotsoErudite, being like, oh, maybe she feels this way. What can we do to help her? Talking to Pixie, be like, I'm here for you. I'm here for you. It sounds like however way this would have turned, she would have always just been aware. And if it ever blew up in her face, she could be like, oh, I was on this side of the story. This is where I stood. Very fucking snaky. Very fucking snaky. Chat, we have 45 minutes until the goal.
I was also hearing that she's saying it wasn't her, and so I was like, if it was or wasn't her, I don't really want to put her on the hot seat with like me talking to her and making her feel confronted. So I'm just gonna like check and see, because to me, if he didn't even have consent to record the video, then this is a whole different ballgame. Like it's a whole different plan of action of like how I am gonna process what's going on.
Right.
Okay.
But to your knowledge,
And
you did have
so-
consent to record, just not to share it.
Yeah, or at least consent to have it. I don't know if he recorded it or she recorded it and sent it to him. I'm not actually familiar with like how the video was made.
God.
But yeah, it sounds like he had consent to have the nude in the sex tape, but not to send it out. That's what Aaron said to me. And I was like, okay, well, thank fuck he didn't record somebody without
Aaron
them even
is Straight
knowing.
Raid?
Yes, Aaron is Straight
Okay.
Raid, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. So you
after
found
that,
that out. Sorry. You
I
go on.
texted Pixie. Yeah, so after
It
that, I
is the
texted
year of the
Pixie.
snake,
So for
chat.
context,
This is the
Pixie and I have
fucking
been-
chat. You are right. This is the fucking year of the snake.
Whoa, calm down, buddy.
Oh wait,
Hey, stop it.
I'm gonna show something from our Discord. From our Discord.
Oh, Jesus
Right on
Christ.
you.
Hope
Oh,
you like it, Sunday.
oh my God. That's
Thank
rough.
you. Who's the chatter that made this? Thank you, the Reddit's drummer, for the fun little thing. I hope you enjoy this artist rendition of President Sunday. I'm glad everybody could enjoy this. Most notable streamer drunk pack 404. Oh, so good.
Friends for like well over a year. Like we're not just two orbiters, but we worked in PD together. When I'm in Miami, I hang out with her all the time.
So this right here, she's going to establish a pattern of friendship with Pixie. Apparently they're friends outside of there, outside of the Destiny orbit, which is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't think there would ever be anything wrong with it. Jesus Christ.
Time independent of Steven. Like we have our own friendship. We've been good friends for at least a year. So as soon as Aaron confirmed to me what was going on, I was like, okay, now I feel comfortable like checking in with her and seeing how she's doing. Texted her and she basically like immediately told me like everything that was going on. And I was like, okay, holy shit. I believe let me just check because I don't want to give you wrong information. I believe we've called a bunch because I checked in on her a bunch as well.
No
it was
rush.
all over.
To the comment of I doubt they'll be friends. I don't know. Pixie did signal boost Erudite's statement about like kind of what her role was in this. They could still be friends. I don't personally care. That's not really the point of the story. The point is what Destiny did and how his orbit is fucking snaky in and of itself. I have my own thoughts about Erudite. We'll get to them as this fucking call goes on. I do think that she's fucking playing the field too. But again, if the victim believes that this person's on their side, or she's just talking them up for a lawsuit, and to make sure that they stay in good graces until the fucking subpoena comes through, that's a different story entirely.
Over text. Yeah, it was not on Discord. It was all over text. Okay. So December 12th, I texted her and I was like, hey. She's like, hi. And I said,
I'm
you
glad
want to
you
chat
texted
or
her.
just have a friend? I'm really worried about you.
Yeah,
She
this is once
responds,
you found out about the stuff that was going on with the
Once I
videos of
found
her
out.
being public.
exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So I reach out. I don't know. You don't probably need me to read everything, but basically she tells me that she's feeling a little bit suicidal, but she's not planning to kill herself immediately. And she's like trying to figure out like what to do about the situation. I respond, that tells me everything. I'm really sorry.
Okay.
I won't begin to tell you. I understand because I don't, but I do care, and I do want to see you safe and find peace. Do you mind if I ask to spend some time with you? She said yes. We make a plan to meet up, and then we meet up. December 13th. We're talking about the time. I send her a restaurant. We go against that one.
Okay.
Malua. Okay,
Okay.
Friday, December 13th. There we go. Friday,
Okay,
December
they're
13th.
talking about a restaurant. They're getting into
how
it.
to proceed.
Yeah, and how she's doing. Because at this point,
Had you talked
So-
to Destiny, Steven,
No,
about this
I
stuff?
wanted- I had heard about it at this point, and he had basically like the only thing he had said is being like, "Hey, I'm worried about Pixie. Like, I think she's suicidal. Like, you should."
This is such a weird thing that you all think that she's fucking suicidal and you all know this. Like, I get it. She has a history of this allegedly, but like, why the fuck? Like, oh god, you people are like leveraging her suicidal, like her suicide or her suicidality. It's fucking weird.
Okay, I wasn't the one thinking that. All right, I was like, this seems like that's being used
Yes.
a lot right now.
Yeah,
Yes.
it seems like they're like it's a bargaining chip or something.
You are Kyla Higa. You are Kyla Higa. This is a fucking misgift joke.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just like I don't know, man. This is just very bizarre and very weird and like not Poggies, chat. It's not Poggies. I don't believe this would be Poggers. Jesus.
Like, if you want, you should probably check on her. And I was like,
He
"Okay, thank
told you that he was worried about her being suicidal.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes,
you
but he
then
didn't-
go check up on her. You meet up in real life, and what?
Yes, but I texted her beforehand, just to be clear. I'd already texted her about wanting to meet up and talk anyways, and
Yeah.
he just gave me the extra information. She's suicidal.
Okay. How did that
yeah,
conversation
so
with her go?
It went honestly really, really well. I will say, so like part of when I went into it was I was trying to evaluate like how suicidal, how serious the risk was. and like where she was at, just because I don't know if you're familiar with my background, but I've obviously had a lot of experience with suicidal people. And so like the first goal for me was to be like, are you like an acute risk to yourself? Like,
Okay, let's talk about Erudite's background for a second. From what I understand of Erudite's background, she has a degree from allegedly, I'm going to say she does until otherwise proven otherwise. Erudite has a background, she's a BA in psychology, and she has a, I have it here. Nickelodeon. Nick, Nickelodeon.
That came out of nowhere. Ultimate Vamper, folks. Ultimate Vamper.
What has happened? Okay, hold up. I have it. I know Killjoy sent it to me. Where did it go? I can't. For some reason, I can't find it right now. I want to get it correct before I actually. Dead air. I'm sorry, chat. I lost the thing that I had. If it makes you feel better, I literally lost it. I had it.
I'm sorry, name. I was distracted looking at something. So are you on your way home, Q?
He's home.
Oh, I'm already home.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What is it?
Derp.
Why can't
Brain
I
fart.
find this?
There you
There's
go.
there's some behind the scenes things, and I was like trying to check stuff.
Stop talk. I know Killjoy sent this to me.
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for the Erudite credentials. I don't want to speak out of turn.
You mean me at Killjoy?
No. I'm trying to look for.
No,
where...
Killjoy's busy. They're in a big old VC.
No. Okay. So she's a BA honors in psychology and a graduate diploma in psychological assessment. What I'd like to know is what this graduate diploma in psychological assessment is. Canada. Oh, Canada. Graduate diploma in psychological assessment was a program in Concordia and Edmonton. This program was intended to help students and practicing psychologists improve their assessment skills and knowledge. How long is this program? Let's see. Admission requirements, 4-year degree, 3.0, police check, things like that. How long is the program is what I'd like to know. Practicum requirements. Can I know? Registered psychologist. So anybody could take this, which is post-BA. This, you don't need your degree. You don't need anything above. It's just a post-BA work. It's a post-BA program. How long is it, though? I would like to know, but I can't seem to find the words. I do want to just like point out that like, hey, this is what she is working on, or this is what she allegedly has. So what the program is specifically for is preparation to provide skilled assessment and services under supervision of a registered psychologist for post-BA. So what does that mean? This means that she can't practice by herself, and she needs someone to practice under. Which is
teacher.
It's
so
very
she's not like
student teacher.
She's not licensed. She's not licensed.
She could be licensed. Like she could have a so in the United States, for instance, right? I'll explain some of the mental health degrees, specialties, and licensures. So there are individuals. So talking about United States mental health care. You can have licensed therapists that can range from a different variety of degrees. You can have individuals that have a degree, like a master's degree or a graduate degree in psychology with a focus on counseling, for instance. You have individuals who are social workers who also get that, and they can also get licenses. Many people you'll find for therapy often will have what is known as an MSW, as a Master of Social Work, and they can get licensure through that, as well as they can get an LSW, which is a license to be a social worker that allows them to practice therapy. Then they have a LCSW, which is a licensed clinical social worker. You have to actually have other specific degrees, and I believe your doctorate to have that. So she can administer a psychological test. She has to pass it along to a PhD or doctorate to analyze it. Yes. She cannot sign off on it by herself. She still has to go to somebody to approve it. That's very commonplace in hospital settings and other things like that. It's extremely commonplace. I do want to point that out. What is this? Cherry has made a new statement. I will not post my own revenge porn online. I showed parts of it to my friends that showed it to me and sent it to me and asked for help. He is now being harassed for supporting and believing me. I submitted my report and my evidence to the police this morning. It will be filed in 3 to 5 days. Despite my trying my best, there is no way of certain to submit this report and keep my identity anonymous and filling. Being public is the only reason I was able to find out what happened to me. So, a police report has been filed against Destiny. Just want to point that out. Just want to point that out. Is there anything else? No, this is just the program specific. Yeah, this is the program specifically. Again, so that is kind of the breakdown generally of how psychological testing works in the United States. Yeah, you could do different assessments in different places under different purviews. I'll explain my personal experience. So, for reference, I worked for about 5 to 7 years in addictions medicine. I did an internship. Technically, it was all an internship, but I did a lot of work. I did a bunch of different things. I did things all the way from filing to individual assessments, probably very much what Erudite did. And over time, I was overseeing being able to do psychological assessments. I helped fill in with psychiatric assessments. I would just help our psychiatrist with those. I didn't do them personally. But I was taught how to do them personally by the psychiatrist I worked with. I helped facilitate DUI assessments. My God, I would help individuals with drug court here in New Jersey. I help individuals get back to work. I did a lot of stuff that your therapist would do. I ran group therapy sessions. I had an individual caseload. At one time, I believe the individual caseload I had was over 50. Which is stupid. Never do that to yourself. It's fucking insane. I helped co-run a program, even though all of that, I was getting paid poorly and technically not supposed to do that. But that's a different story for a different day. So, that is my area. This is part of assessment is my area of expertise, I would like to say. I understand the subject matter. I am not an expert in the matter, but I understand the subject matter well enough to identify what's going on. I kind of want to make that statement. I am not your doctor. I am not a licensed therapist. Please talk to people. Soiki being gay and doing crimes? Yes.
What crime are you doing?
Not
What
really
crime have you
any
committed?
crimes.
Okay.
It's just I was helping run things just because they didn't
Oh.
have enough staff. Fun fact, mental health also hemorrhages staff like a motherfucker.
Yeah, that's not shocking at all.
Yeah.
Yes, Leia, don't give a fuck. She's right behind me. Me baby.
Oh, she's just chilling there.
Yeah, she's good like that. Under the table pay? No, everything was above board. I was always signed off by a clinical director or a psychiatrist. It's just what I was doing was a lot.
What needs to happen? If not, what can we do instead to kind of help you get out of this place? In that conversation, basically, she kind of told me about how she's been suicidal most of her life, how she's been
Okay.
struggling a lot. But the concerning part to me in that conversation, I guess, what more specifically was pertinent was,
Fucking Christ, no!
Thank you for the medical advice, Dr. Falgi.
All right, here we go. I'll do it once because I do do fucking like Kramer. What the fuck is that show called? Frasier. I almost called it Kramer. I always do this. Hello, Seattle. The doctor is in.
She was actively cutting off friends so that to prepare for suicide. So she was cutting off friends so that if she did and opted to kill herself, it would hurt them less. So at this point, she had broken up with a couple of friends and stopped responding.
This isn't, by the way, talking about this like this is kind of insane. I understand that, like, this is the whole thing, but this is wild. Ooh, sexy? Oh, thank you. I know I am. Thank you, chat.
And a couple of friends were trying to hang out with her and she wasn't responding to them. I don't think she probably wants any of the names of the friends leaked. At least she said, like, please don't give any of the names out. So you can check with her separately if she wants to give you names. But yeah,
Okay.
just different friends in Miami. Yeah.
That's fine. I believe that she was suicidal over having her news leaked. And
Yeah.
before that point in time, that's fair. Okay, so
Yeah. So importantly,
so-
though, she had a stockpile of pills. So I asked her straight out. I was
Why? You knew this girl had a stockpile of pills. You knew she was cutting off friends. I want to make something very clear to what I'm about to say. Erudite is a fucking piece of shit. Your friend should have gone to the hospital.
And she should have been. She should have encouraged that.
Your friend should have gone to the hospital. A wellness check. You were right there. So, personally speaking, if I knew this is intent, means she's slowly backsliding. I don't know. Again, I'm glad that Pixie did not take her own life. I want to fucking make that very clear. I would be
I don't
fucking
think anyone's
upset.
I don't think anyone's questioning that, dude.
No, I know, but But this is such an insane fucking thing. It's such an insane fucking thing to say. Why is she disclosing her friend's struggles, though? Pixie,
Good
for all
question.
intents and purposes, is okay with this being disclosed, allegedly. So I am, unless Pixie says anything otherwise to the fact, I am going to accept that this is being disclosed. That's all I'm going to say to that.
like, okay, so I need to know, like, do you have means? Like, how would you, like, if you're planning to
She does have means. She says she stockpile a bunch of pills. She has means. She's
And
isolating
motive.
from her friends. She's actively having a constant stressor that isn't going away, that's not inside of her control. So this is called a CSSRS. We're going to talk about that for a second. The Columbia Suicide Severity Rating Index. I am going to use that for a second to understand what the fuck is going on.
do it? Do you have a plan? She's like, yes, probably pills.
She
And I was
has
like, do you have the pills right now? And she was like, yes, I do. And I was like, okay, that's pretty serious.
Yeah.
So we continued talking, and basically I shifted into, like, I'm not gonna lie, like a bit of side intervention conversation where
Motherfucker. Okay, time out. Understand something for a second. This is what I have an issue with. Don't use therapy words, Erudite. For what I know, because you haven't been in the US for very long and you fucked up your visa, allegedly. She released a video claiming that she fucked up her, like, work visa here. You may accidentally get deported because yours is the type of visa they're looking at. If you are going to claim in any way, shape, and form, now, friendship aside, if you claim in any way, shape, and form that you used your clinical skills and you practiced in some way in an official capacity, you don't have the fucking credentials in the US, that's a bad idea. I'm not saying that she's saying that, but I fucking hope she doesn't fucking lord that over people. You don't have the official credentials to do that. Here in the United States, please don't say that you did that. Please don't ever say that you've done that here in the past. I don't want to fucking hear that.
basically you talk with your friend, you figure out how things are going on, you understand them, and you try to find things that they feel tether them to life, right? And so one thing that she really cared about is she does care about her friends. She doesn't want to hurt them. Another thing she cares
Okay.
about is she does want to see, like, some level of, like, justice for the situation. She thinks what he did was wrong. And to be clear, I agree with her. I told Steven that. I told her that. Like, I've never
There's not a single message that I can see that you told Steven that. I've seen that you've advocated for Pixie. but there's no message that says, Steven, I condemn you for what you did. You're a piece of shit. I now have to fix this and do this for her. I don't see a single fucking message.
Minced words about being like, yeah, he did something
So
really wrong here.
you, to be clear, going into that conversation, you didn't know that the video was shared unconsensually?
No, because Aaron had already told me like a week before, so I was
Okay.
already aware. Yeah, I wanted to talk to Pixie, and then I wanted to talk to Steven to see how he would respond afterwards.
Okay, so during the conversation with Pixie, did she, because you talked about her suicidality, did you guys talk about other stuff in terms of like how she was feeling about it or her recourse? I mean, you said she wanted to seek justice. Was she thinking about a lawsuit at that point in time?
Mm-hmm.
So we talked about a bunch of her options. She was like, she had looked into a lawsuit at that point. Fuck, I don't know how much I can say about her lawsuit, but basically it wasn't something she wanted to consider for a couple of legal reasons that I probably would let her describe. But one reason I think can be fully public would be that she
Then
didn't.
why would you don't talk about it? Don't talk about it this way then. This is why you fucking people should just hire a PR team and make fucking public statements.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Because if you're going to speak about her and you're trying to tiptoe around the fact that she had legal counsel at this time, which we do know from the leaked DMs, but you don't want to speak to what the things that she spoke with the legal counsel about, you really want to fucking check yourself.
Didn't want her name out there. I think she said that in DMs to Steven as well.
Okay.
That got leaked today. So she was very worried about if she does a civil suit, her name will have to be publicly attached to the civil suit. And so she was like, I really don't want to consider a lawsuit. And I said, like, I guess I'll show you text as well where I reiterate this, but the entire time with Pixie, my entire approach has been, you get to steer the boat. Like, you get to decide how you want to respond, and you can decide that you don't want a lawsuit today, and you can change your mind a week from now, and all of that's okay. Like, all of that's okay.
Which is
Okay.
fine.
We talked about how she could maybe talk to him like privately, but she was really nervous to. So this is where she basically was like, I can't remember if she brought it up first or I, but basically her being like maybe you can see what he'd be willing to do like for me. She was like, I feel like you really, really understand emotionally where I'm coming from. I did a lot of like paraphrasing of like, it seems like your biggest concern right
Oh
now.
my God, the therapy speak, for the love of Christ. Like, be a human to your friend for like 1 second.
I feel like she wants to flex on the fact that she has therapy training. Like, I feel like that's partially what this feels like.
Yeah, it is. So when we talk about it seems like, so those are clarifying questions. So let's talk about some therapeutic techniques. You have clarifying questions. You have open-ended questions. We do something what is called empathetic listening. So what she's doing is right now is confirming and reflecting. She wants to make sure that she's summarizing the points correctly. It's a part of a technique. So if Q were to say something to me, I would say, Q, it sounds like what you're saying to me is that you feel very proud that you're bald and you wish other people felt the same way too. Do I have what you're saying correct?
Yes, actually, yes.
Yeah, see? And I confirm that through the statement. It's open-ended. Because I'm allowed to clarify statements and make inferences and connect the dots together. Because one of the things in therapy they teach you, you don't tell the patient what they should do. Because if you tell them what to do, when it doesn't work, they blame you. You know what they should do, and you bring them to the conclusion in the way that they have believed it for themselves.
They should be bald.
Yes, people should be bald.
Yes, people, go shave your head right now.
But that is a part of that. This is what she is doing. She is making sure that she is clarifying, reflecting, using empathetic listening skills. She's attentive. I just want to, highlight what she's doing because there's a reason why.
Now is like justice, because you feel like you've been wronged and there's no direction for you to correct the situation, and you've been betrayed by your friend in like a pretty major way, and there's nothing for you to do that doesn't kind of publicly implicate you, and so you want to work with him privately to find a better resolution that you feel at peace with. Just like, yes, that's exactly
Right.
what I want. I want to
Okay.
know that he's not going to do this again.
I do want to say, because I see it in the chat, it sounds like manipulation. Yes and no. Used negatively, it sounds like manipulation. Used positively for the patient's benefit, this is it. Because a lot of short-term intervention therapies are based off of CBT. That's what I was trained in, cognitive behavioral therapy. So it's understanding that sometimes you have a feeling before the thought, and that feeling can control your thought, but you always have a thought before the response and the behavior that comes out. So it's identifying that so people can work where, What's the feeling I'm feeling before I act out on it? What's my thought associated with it? Excuse me, it's the thought before the feeling. Because you come into the fact that you can have unconscious thoughts about an experience that influence your feelings and then your behavioral response. That is like, it's just true. It goes into a whole bunch of different things like schemas, which is like a short-term appraisal. Think of schemas as like a short little program that pulls up a window. That's essentially what it is. So when you see something fly, a perfect example of a schema that I always use when I was working in therapy to explain it. You see something that flies, so your brain automatically kicks out cars. So everything that is ground-based, your brain kicks it out, and then it's determining what the fuck is flying in the sky. It's the same way you do when you group people together that may make you feel a certain way, or situations that may activate your fight or flight response. Your brain does a lot of this unconsciously.
Right, that was her orientation in the conversation. So we talked about a couple of strategies about how she could do that. I was like, you could message him, you could go through like other people to message him, you could go through a civil lawsuit, you can take 5 days and just like think about it. Like, you don't have to decide right now, but just like let me know what you'd like. And that's when she was like, yeah, I think I'd really appreciate if you just like told him where I'm at, communicate like emotionally. Cause she's like, I feel like when I communicate with him, like he's not understanding it. I don't feel really understood. And I feel like you do understand me. And I said, okay, yeah, I'm happy to communicate how you're feeling to him.
Okay, so then from there, you go and talk to him, at which point you already know from, based on what Straighterate said, that it seemed like it was shared unconsensually.
Again,
what did he say?
Straighterate somehow being in
that.
this whole fucking story is beyond my comprehension, but I'll leave it at that.
So Pixie also confirmed that when we met.
Okay, all right.
And
So
that's when he said to me, so when I confronted him, I said, did she agree to it? And he said, probably not. It was like 3 years ago, so I don't remember exactly, and I didn't think it would be a big deal, but yeah, probably not. So I took that as him saying no. To be clear,
Okay.
he never said to me, I guess, explicitly no, which is probably something that he may take contention with. I'm not sure.
Okay. All right. So you guys have that conversation. So at that point, you know, Pixie wants some kind of justice, doesn't want her name out there. You know, obviously what Steve's position is. Where does it go from there? From here, you kind of start mediating conversations between them and what he wants versus what she wants.
Well, at first I basically go like a big part of this was, okay, he said to me, like in my recollection and my perception of the conversation, it felt like he was saying like more or less like, I mean, yeah. And I was like, what are you doing? Like, this is a big fuck up. Like,
did he recognize how bad it was?
Yes. He's like, I know. And I was like, it's really bad. And he's like, I know. He was like,
okay, so somewhat he is remorseful. He recognizes it's bad. Whether or not he'll stop and change the behavior is a fucking different thing. Again,
I just feel like he's just remorseful because he got fucking caught.
I
That's
mean,
what it feels like. I mean, because
yeah.
given his history,
yes,
it's been a known secret, but he's never been like literally caught red-handed.
yeah, it's been a known
So
secret.
I don't think the guilt is coming from a genuine place of, oh, I fucked up. It's, oh, I fucked up because I got caught.
Yeah. I agree.
Like, I need to fix the situation, not that I need to like be taken to task for being a part of this.
I 100% agree.
Cult.
I agree with you.
okay,
Yeah.
Fuck, I don't know. I think publicly he hasn't said what he's doing like legally behind the scenes. So I can't, I like literally can't tell you that. But
Hey,
he told
philosopher with the 5.
Fatten the pupper.
So, thank you so much for the 5. Fatten the pupper. You guys have 4 left, and you guys have 16 minutes. When did the Destiny leaks happen? It happened in late November, like the 29th-ish or a little bit later, because that's when Kiwi Farms went down, because, like, that's when the whole Dan's Burst shit popped off, which is wild to think about.
a number of things just because like I don't want to get caught up in a lot of the lawsuits in part, and secondly, I think if some of the things get public, it could like implicate part of what's trying to be done from both sides, I think, as far as like investigation and stuff. So he basically like told me what he was doing behind the scenes as far as like what to do. And then he also, I was like sitting there being like, okay, but like what did you say? Like when she first approached you, I was like pushing him, and he was like, fuck, like I don't know. He's like, if you want, you can just read our entire DMs. Like I can show you our entire DMs of like what I said to her so that you know like how I responded. And I was
Okay.
like, to be honest, I would appreciate that. So
Are these the same?
So so she is confirming that Destiny allegedly showed all the DMs between all the DMs between her Erudite is confirming that Destiny showed the DMs between him and Pixie. That's what she's saying.
MDMs that already got leaked, or is this a different conversation?
Fuck, I would need to look. I think almost all of the exact ones that got leaked, except rather than it being like clipped up into little images, it would be like the entire thing, and
Okay.
like their whole
Why is
conversation.
she?
Which has,
But why is she looking though? If it sounds like you're covering up something, like you're trying to figure out what happened. But if both of your friends are saying the same fucking thing, that this shouldn't have happened, and he feels remorseful, there's no reason to look at the conversation, because Pixie could show you the conversation.
Yep.
There's no reason, because Pixie could show you the conversation already. It's very weird to see it from Destiny's point of view, because you're this close with Pixie. Why would you have to do that? There's no reason for that. Unless this is her conversation with Straight Array, but that doesn't make sense to show that one either. This is fucking, again, weird fucking statement to be made.
lots of extras in it, but more or less I think what's been leaked.
Okay. And what was your impression of that conversation once you read that?
Basically, I read that as, okay, so he knows that he's done wrong. And when she brings it to him, the first thing that he does is basically say, I'm really sorry. Like, there's no excuse, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm glad that at least like when she's talking to him, he's like fully acknowledging like he fucked up here. Him and I,
Which, yeah.
I read through some of the plan. I think some of the plan is probably clear, like what he's doing, like behind the scenes and legally. And he also talked to me about the money offer. And I was like, why did you offer her money? And he was like, well, he's like, I know it looks scummy, but I also know she's like applying for LSAT. So I just figured like,
okay, this is weird because this is both future past knowledge. When did this conversation occur? Because the offer of money is either extremely early on in the process, which it seems based on the messages it was, which means that you already had this conversation with Pixie, so you know all the knowledge, and then you're like, well, why did you do... Something smells fishy here. The timeline gets a little fucky-wucky here.
Yeah, definitely.
Interesting. Interesting.
Do you think this is like purposeful to like obfuscate like the chain of events, or is she just
Or
uninformed
she's just
about
dumb?
No,
I
I was
think-
gonna be nice about it.
Or she's just dumb.
Chicken the Swede with the 50 sec.
Leia is the best girl and deserves all the treats.
Thank you
Heart.
so much. Thank you so much. Something just doesn't seem right. She could be getting her own timeline wrong. It's just something doesn't seem right. There's too much like... It seems like she knows more than she's letting on, and she knew more before it happened. It's very weird.
it's not much, but it's something I can do to help because
Because again, the LSAT thing and all of that, Straight Array told Destiny. We have to remind, look, listen, and I have to make this for the 50th time, the person who was probably leaking all of this, Straight Array is probably the one that leaked everything. And that is my truest belief. Until proven otherwise, that's going to be my belief. She is playing everybody. She's telling everybody what the fuck to say. Or insinuating it. And then it gets twisted in Sunday's video where he says the fucking victim is extorting him. That's not how blackmail or extortion works, you stupid fuck.
she got fucked over. She did nothing wrong.
Doesn't that kind of read as like him offering her money for some benefit in exchange for her silence?
Yeah, does.
To be honest, I really didn't read it that way. Particularly
Girlfriend, come on. Girlfriend, you had the conversation with Pixie. Yeah, all these people kind of fucking suck. All of them suck. Because everybody's looking out for themselves. None of them are okay.
They're
with
not
this.
looking out for the victim.
Right.
Yeah,
Because it's not-
that's very much the consistent.
I
that's
still
happening to
believe.
every single person does not care about Pixie. They care
Yeah.
about like getting the bag before Destiny goes down.
Yeah, I
and shit.
still believe Erudite's sweeping for Destiny. Still.
Yeah.
And it was just convenient to make it look like she was trying. Maybe it came from a genuine place. I shouldn't say that, but at the same time, it's also like what you're saying still reads as
Sweeping.
I don't know, like yeah.
No, it still reads like damage control. It reads like I'm gonna figure out what these two people are needed. So sorry, I'm putting lip gloss on. Lip gloss, chapstick, whatever the fuck. I don't really give a shit. it 100% reads that she's like trying to play armchair quarterback with both sides and seeing which side will crack first. I'm being real.
And then siding with it, maybe.
Because let's say this was a regular friendship. If this was a regular friendship, the issue of money wouldn't be present. But this is everybody's careers. Careers are going to it's going to mix everything. It's just the truth.
Because it's like caveated with like, I know that this looks scummy, especially now that I have full context, I realize the idea actually came from Aaron, and then he suggested to her, like, I believe within an hour, if I'm looking at the times correctly, like he immediately suggested it to her. So it's coming from somebody now I realize even that was in his mind talking to her and communicating like what she wanted. And my understanding as well is that was something that is probably the right thing to do. Like he should probably, if she's like doesn't want to go public or anything, and because of that she can't like sue him.
That's not true. She could have sued him regardless.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing.
But didn't she say she didn't want to sue him because it would mean putting out her actual like personal information?
But here's the thing. She could have sued him. It doesn't need to be public info. If people are looking for it, it'll happen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
If-
if she didn't make a public statement,
Yeah.
people could have believed what they wanted.
Yeah. Because it could have been
She
a
just
suit.
needed to make sure that he, like, Destiny had a specific, like, something given to him by her lawyers say you cannot
Mhm.
talk about this at all.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's so crazy. I don't even know.
If he's remorseful and like wants to take accountability for his actions, he should like probably pay for therapy and like probably her living for a while to like help her out. Basically, like that seemed like alongside the other stuff that he was doing. To be honest, like the right response. If I'm being honest.
I mean, I guess the concern for me is like, you know, Pixie. I mean, in her own statement, she said that there's, you know, I think she said 3 people total, her and 2 other people that he's seemingly done this to.
So that's the other thing I wanted to point out, and Tom actually does point it out. There are other people in this. Other people we actually don't know. And it seems very interesting that, those other people are not involved in this. They'd have to know. I think that's a problem I have too, that the other people involved in this, not the fact that they're not public, they don't have to be public. I want to actually fucking prove that. One of them is to be his ex. Yeah. Melina, his ex-wife, allegedly also had her stuff leaked, which is something I think he threatened her with personally because he did it live on a stream, and he threatened her with shit.
Yeah.
It's weird. Allegedly, I think J-Stalk said that there's a fucking Google Drive of this shit. I'd have to fucking watch that stream again. But again, it's weird. Shocker. Fucking shocker.
And I mean, you know, obviously it's
You wanna
her
speak to
decision
something
whether or not
like
it
that?
goes public, but you know, the problem with it maybe not going public at some point is, he doesn't face actual repercussions for his actions, which is like public scrutiny, right?
It's all on one drive.
If he gets an incentive
yeah.
to just pay his way
So,
out.
so from what I understand, all of his goon shit, whether consensually recorded or not consensually recorded, is on a shared Google Drive. It's insane. Yeah, because there's a guy from Grindr. That's right, I forgot. This is another thing. There's a random dude from Grindr. Whether or not that's Fuentes will never be known. It's wild. There's just so much.
These situations, and to be clear, he has enough money to do that. You know, he can pay for her law school and still be okay. It's like, what incentive is there for him to not do it again in the future if he thinks he might be able to get away with it?
Again, I agree with that.
This is why when I talked to Pixie, I told her like if you want to sue him, I like support you in doing that. I've never said anything different with her. I think that's like fully within her right. I just know for her, I guess to be specific, she explicitly told me that if this stuff became more public, that was the thing that made her want to kill herself. She was terrified of like family finding out. She was terrified of like friends and stuff finding out and like seeing this content. And she was like, that was the thing like driving her suicidality was the publicity of it, which is why she didn't want to go to like civil court, right? So then I'm like, what's if the publicity part is attached to the suit, which she said she talked to lawyers, I just believed her. It sounds like that's also correct. Then it's like, what's the next best thing for her? Because I think that she deserves something. But
So
she
what
has
was your
to
kind of
drive that.
what was your kind of goal throughout all of this? Because obviously it puts you in a very awkward position where on one hand you're trying to help out your friend, but at the same time, I mean, you're I don't know if you're employed by Destiny, but you work with him. Obviously,
We
he's
co-own
helping
a
you out a
business
lot.
together.
Yeah, right. So like, what kind of position are you?
Interesting. Okay. At the op block, he had these issues since 2012. He has cheated on all of his wives before Melina. He can't keep it in his pants. He legit cheated on every single wife he had. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna tell you all something for free. You want me to say it?
What?
Destiny is just more acceptable leadhead. From
Don't
what I
say
from,
that.
no,
I mean, I had thought it. Did I not make
from
a
what I
redhead comment
from
earlier
what
in
I
the
from
stream?
what I can tell from Destiny being open is just an allowance for him to enact on his quote unquote uncontrollable libido.
He doesn't have minors in his Discord yet.
No, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't. No.
Not alleged. No one knows.
No, don't say anything.
Unless you look in and see something, then you're like,
Destiny
oh, no.
is the template for Let Her God. That's weird.
Uh,
He supposedly recorded all of those
Destiny
stuff before
walked
his
so
wife.
Leadhead could run.
Yes, I did hear this, that Melina had recordings that she didn't know existed. And everybody knew about the shit and went down all the way to random DGG community members. I was just about to say, this was an open secret in his community. This is an open secret in his community.
open secret. I mean, he said it on stream, but people didn't clip it as often as it really should
Oh,
have
the
been.
previous ones before Melina? That's even crazier. Why does he have that? There is ex-wives. They 100%. The moment you break up with somebody, the consent is dropped. Jesus Christ.
How many ex-wives does he have?
I know he has one for his kid.
Yeah, isn't that the one that died?
What?
I don't think any of them are dead.
I thought one of his ex-wives died.
He still has Melina's stuff, yes. And she allegedly says that some of that stuff wasn't from what I understand from Melina's public statement, is that that stuff wasn't shared with her consent, obviously. And some of that, there may be one that may have been filmed without it, but I'm not entirely sure. I'd have to look at it again.
Are you in at that point? Like, how are you feeling? Are you thinking like...
You're thinking Mama JFQ?
God damn it, no.
Not
no,
Mama JF! Where's Mama JF?
She's just out in the woods. She's out in the woods.
She's in... Yeah, he's...
in the woods.
No! Okay, listen. I listened to some of Beckett's Mama JF stream. I am not gonna lie. That woman is in the woods. She's not in the walls. She's in the woods. I legitimately think that she was pushed down. It's not, and she can't be in the walls. She can't. She fucking can't be in the walls.
Didn't he like move right after she vanished?
No, he had to wait. He had to wait.
That's right. He had to wait.
He had to wait.
Who's Mama GF?
Oh. If Tyler's in the chat, I wonder if he knows who the fuck Mama JF is, because that's actually a political rabbit hole. Actually fucking a political rabbit hole. JF absolutely ate her. Fuck off, guys. Oh, it's actually a like, you think the what if Altus shit is insane? Oh, Ash. It is a rabbit hole that you will wish it never got deeper. What if I told you a French Canadian has been radicalizing people to the far right for a very long time, and he has been fucking preying on mentally ill women, specifically those clearly with some form of autism, and then potentially the wife left on a banana boat, but now he has a new girlfriend, and everyone's like, he probably killed her. He keeps talking about her in the past tense. Yeah, he says the banana boat.
Can I continue working with this guy?
Yeah, it's bad.
He's doing this kind of stuff. Are you thinking of cutting him off? Like, what kind of position is that putting you in?
I mean, before I sent the message to Aaron, I was talking to my husband, like to Nick, and I was like, if he recorded somebody,
why are there so many Nicks on the internet?
Without their knowledge and sent it out, like I don't think I can. I don't know what to do.
I hate this. I hate that my name gets around.
Like I can work with. That's a line I can't. I don't fuck with that shit. Like that's insane.
If that's the thing you don't fuck with, then you should have never worked with Destiny. You should have publicly disavowed him from the first fucking moment. Literally, you should have disavowed him for the first moment. Yeah, you said Lolcow. I've revealed my name before. Yeah, I know. It's fine.
And it sounds like, I know recently, like, Cherry has made some statements. Just to be clear, I don't know anything about those leaks, and so like, I don't know. I need to figure out what's going on with those additional leaks. Because like, a pretty hard line for me is like, if somebody yeah, if somebody does according to somebody else, that's a pretty hard line for me.
Right. Well, even
Um,
outside of the recording, I mean, the question of whether or not the recording was consented to, the spreading around certainly wasn't from your perspective. Is that
Yeah.
enough
For sure,
to draw a line? Or,
100%.
So you should have fucking left Destiny.
no?
So
No, there's so much money wrapped up in
Do it
that.
with
Come
the money,
on.
Fauci,
With the
the
money, Fauci.
money.
Erudite is one who legit admitted she is one who gotten all the women to previously to shut up. Do you have a clip of that, Ahsoka? If you have a clip of that, I would love to see that. I need a clip of that. She's been legit doing it for years. I really want to hear a clip of that. Or if there's a public statement that has happened. If it's been alleged, okay? But if there's a clip specifically, we'll do that. I want to listen to that.
it's not for me. The issue is that what was a line for me before, I was like, okay, if she did consent to the recording, but not to the spreading around, which I'm assuming.
It's in Nicholas's video.
Can you get a clip for us?
Can you get a
please? I want
can you
to
get a clip or a
remember
timestamp, please?
it. I would love you forever.
Yeah.
That she hadn't.
Thank you,
And I
thank
said,
you, thank
what
you. We can
matters
put
to
it in
me
the
is, like, how you
Discord. If you aren't already a part of our Discord, one of our mods is going to put the Discord link. You're always welcome. We have a really important art community to us. We are on our road to 1,000. If we do get to 1,000, we have a very special production in the works that we really want to reveal to you guys. I really want to reveal, like, when we get to
Don't
1,000.
say
No.
any fucking
I'm
thing.
not saying anything. I'm just saying when we get to 1,000, we have a really cool production in the works. So yeah.
Like, okay, if she did consent to the recording, but not to the spreading around, which I'm assuming that she hadn't, then I
Yeah.
said, what matters to me is like how he responds. Is he trying to fix it? Is he being remorseful? Is he like reaching out to her to like find some level of solution? If that's like
Yes, but he's only remorseful because he got fucking caught. You've done okay. This is something that really
I
fucking.
said that a half hour ago.
I know you did. But she's literally, she's speaking out of both sides of her fucking ass.
Well, of course. That's all she does. That's all she's ever done. Every video I've seen of Erudite, she's always talking out both sides of her fucking mouth. It's
Because
the
it's
best,
like
best thing she's good at.
it doesn't make any sense because it's just like, what are you doing? What are you saying? This is bizarre and weird. Christ.
initial response, that to me is a lot more meaningful. Because it's
Well,
like,
I guess
okay, well, you
my
fucked
question
up.
would be like, why do you draw a line there? Like, it's not like he slipped on a banana peel. Like he was in one of his goon sessions and he decided to send a video to some random Discord e-girl of Pixie engaging with him. Like, why would, I mean, obviously he had to have known that, whether or not he was the one to leak it to the public, he had to have known that he's running the risk of that video being publicized when he's sending a video of, him and another person sexually interacting to someone random that he met on Discord, or even someone he may have trusted, right? Like, if Pixie didn't consent, he had to have known he ran the risk of that being publicized in some way, considering how, how much public scrutiny there is around Destiny, and frankly, how many people would love to have a video of him engaging in that, as we've seen from the Twitter stuff, right? Like, was that not something he should have been pretty, I don't know, forward thinking about?
Yeah, I agree that like the issue is like, it's not that I'm not saying it wasn't a fuck up. Like, I agree that it was a fuck up, and I think it was a massive betrayal of trust. Just to me, like, recording somebody and then without their knowledge and leaking it is like a full on, like, it's a pretty like sexually invasive crime.
You said it.
Yeah.
You said it.
Yep.
Stop.
There it is, right there.
Stop
Like,
wholesale.
that's
Stop.
it. That's it.
Stop. You said it. Stop wholesale. You fucking said it. It's a sexually invasive crime.
You just
stop
said the thing that everyone else is saying.
24 minutes in, admits it's the sexually invasive crime. This interview should be done. Interview should be done.
Leaking somebody's nudes, I think, is also really bad. To be clear, I think it is really bad. But the issue is that I think it's fundamentally just a more common issue that people do. It's definitely, in my experience, not the first time that somebody has like
That
leaked nudes.
is
I think it's really bad. I think it's not okay. Like when you hear about like guys like showing other guys like tits that some girls shan't, like I think it's gross, and there's a reason I don't.
I mean that's I agree it's less severe, but
So
this
that's
isn't
why-
this,
that's
but this
why
isn't
the
a bunch
line's
of this is a bunch of high schoolers, right? This is a 35-year-old
Yeah.
guy who's doing this.
Sure, but the law and morals are different, right? In the case of like recording somebody against their consent and then releasing it against their consent is a totally different action to me than like having it sent to them and then thinking it would stay private because they're sending it to somebody else and giving.
It should be sent.
It's not the point, bitch.
It shouldn't be said. I don't understand. Is she fucking stupid? Is she brain damaged?
No, she's worried about where her bag
Are
is
all
gonna
Canadians
go.
born broken? Is that the thing? Because every Canadian every Canadian commentary person so far, Erudite, fucking, what's her 17-minute mark? Can you put the 1737 What am I? Is the video available? Did you put it in stream chat? I need somebody to put it. I don't know what video you're talking about. So if you're talking about a video, I need the video. Thank you. Love y'all.
Giving it to somebody else, which they shouldn't have done. Like, these are just the intention and everything behind it is a lot different to me.
So is your concern entirely the legality versus the morality? Like, is the morality not really a big question for you?
No, I think morality is a really big question. But I'm
Is
saying
it?
You know,
So
this
that's why-
isn't, but this
that's
isn't a
why
bunch
the
of this isn't a bunch of high schoolers, right? This is a 35-year-old guy who's doing this.
That's
sure,
so
but the law
weird.
and morals are different,
I
right? In the
guess
case of
my
like
internet cut
recording
out for, like,
somebody
a
against their
second.
consent and then releasing it against their consent and giving it to somebody else, which they shouldn't have done. Like, these are just the intention and everything behind it is a lot different to me. No, I think morality is a really big question. But I'm saying that basically, to some degree, I suppose I'm saying I agree with the law here. I agree with the law drawing a line here saying like this is an even more severe action. Both are really bad. The issue is that one of them is like criminologically bad and the other one is like, you're a fucking piece of shit.
Okay, so you were okay with working with a piece of shit, to be clear.
I was willing to work with somebody who fucked up and then also showed remorse and was like willing to try to help the person.
That is cope. That's fucking cope.
Listen. This is the
I
most.
think Tom kind of got her on that one.
Yeah, he did. This is the most leftist weird shit I've ever heard. Like, this is insane. This is the most like leftist cope shit I've ever seen in my entire life. I don't think I've ever seen this. Oh, but restorative justice. This is a guy that has unrepentantly, in your statement, committed sex crimes. You said that, Erudite. You
Did it,
said
like,
that
5 minutes ago.
he is unrepentantly and continually committed, as Erudite says, sex crimes. Do you think that he has fucking remorse right now? Or do you think that he just feels bad that he got caught?
Fucked over and correct it. Yes.
Okay, all right. Well, I guess moving on from that interaction. So where did the kind of conversation go from there once you had gotten his side and gotten her side? You, at that point, a lot of the DMs seem to be you kind of mediating, talking to her about what she wants versus what Steven is willing to provide and do. What was your kind of perspective on those interactions? Before we get into the specific stuff, I guess just overarchingly, what was your goal there?
To my Canadians in the chat, I do apologize. It just happens to be that some of your content creators say some of the most outlandish things I've seen in the last 72 hours. Not sending your finest onto YouTube.
Sorry, I think I'm not understanding your question. Could you just rephrase it?
I guess, okay. What was your goal past that point? Once you found out what he had apparently done, and you seemingly got confirmation, once you found out how her feelings were on it, what was your goal past that point? Was it just to help Pixie out? Was it to protect Destiny from the allegations?
No. So like this is the biggest frustration. I don't know if you've seen the Fairy Queen leaks or whatever. I don't know why people keep saying this. They keep saying that I asked her to delete the comment, but you can just read my message. I explicitly tell her I'm messaging her because I don't want her to remove the comment. I want her to remove the identifying piece.
Okay,
where she
this is actually fair. She did say that. That's fine. It is fair.
talks about like friends, because I don't want anything that could narrow it to Pixie, because the main thing that Pixie has said to me over and over is the publicity piece.
To be fair, Jar is American and we're not doing too hot neither. Fuck all. Yes, no!
So the only thing that I have
Rip.
cared about, by and large,
Rip
has been
America.
following what Pixie feels that she needs in that moment, right? Listening to like what she's asking for. There's certain things it's possible that she could ask me to do where I'd be like, I'm not comfortable facilitating this, right? But saying something like, please don't make my name public, please don't address it publicly, and please like try to keep it as quiet as possible, 110% I'm going to do that, like no question.
So you
So
say
if
the
you look at the
Fairy
Fairy
Queen
Queen
leaks, do you mean is this message, right? Let me just to confirm with you.
Yes. So if you
Okay.
read, I get that you're mad, that's fair. Your comment is kind of confirming that it's them, which they're denying and drawing more attention to there. I really
Yes.
appreciate if you considered removing that
We understand
part
the
of your comment,
context,
right? Just that
Erudite.
part. And there's a reason I didn't just
I actually give this to you if they didn't want to be public. You don't need to say that your relation to them. But it's weird.
delete it immediately, because I'm fine with the discussion of it. I'm fine with people like talking about whether Destiny's a piece of shit. I think all of that is really
No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not. You're fine with talking that he's a piece of shit when you know for certain that he's not. That's not what you're fine with. I think you're trying to help seek some form of restitution for a friend, but you're also doing it to fucking cover your ass. Canada has a population of 40 million. There is no excuse for this to be a high freak percentage. Real.
really valid. But what's not valid is like making Pixie's plight worse. That's not valid. And like until she decides that she wants to go public, I'm not taking that from her.
Right. So here, Fairy Queen asks, they say, to acknowledge that Melina is claiming Steven shared these videos without her consent. Have you confronted Steven about this? Will you dissociate from him for sharing
Yes.
another woman's sex tapes without her consent? You said, gotcha, I'm not an extension of Steven, you're not a feminist, and you blocked her.
Why
were
would you
you
do
blocking
this?
her because it seemed like she wasn't going to edit her comment, or because you didn't want to answer these questions publicly? Like, what was the concern here, I guess?
It basically seems like, so Fairy Queen and I have a history, just to be clear, a really weird history, where she constantly is accusing me of things and then coming to me behind the scenes to like help with reality or certain things. And the reality is that if somebody's life is at risk and they need help, I'm just going to give it. I'm always going to give it. And
I hope you're not doing it in an official capacity. Please say you never did it in an official capacity. I am fucking begging. I am fucking begging. Jesus Christ. I get it. This has happened to me. I'll be very fair. But, like, if someone's just like, oh, what should I do? The answer is, I hope you fucking call the authorities if you really think that this person's not okay, or stay by their side and don't allow them to do shit. Oh. Nothing in the US comes close to the human pet guy. Hey, you leave my boy Cybersmith alone. He is a treasure.
Your boy.
He is a treasure.
I know, he is fucking psycho. I know he's insane.
You can't say his name.
It's a word of power, but
It's a
there's
word of power. It will summon him.
there's something so, listen again. There's something so, there's a form of defeat in his eyes when he talks about being ostracized from communities for his, albeit insane. He's not a treasure, he's a curse. Maybe, yeah, he's my curse. Yeah, yeah.
My man's alone.
He's, you know what?
He loves him.
To be fair, he would be my fucking curse then, because I don't hate the guy. Fucking
I
like,
think he's psycho, but you know.
yeah, like I mean, he's a Lolcow. It's okay. At least he's our Lolcow.
And so Fairy Queen at this point and I had two separate
I
interactions
don't hate him.
where she had come to me because somebody she knew or a friend of hers was suicidal and she was looking for like steps about how to handle it. And I helped her every single time. One of the times was also a mutual friend, like Xena.
I don't care.
I did a lot of the similar stuff with Xena. I met up with
I
her.
don't
And with Xena,
care.
I actually spent a night at her house just to like keep her safe when she was really distressed.
Yep,
Why?
yep.
Why are you spending a night at somebody's house to keep them safe? Why? You don't have to do that.
You could just. I don't know. You could
Listen. No, it's not even just that. It's
Sent
like,
to the Grippy Socks Hospital.
well,
Yeah.
it's just
Grippy
very.
sock vacation.
It's just extremely in my mind. It's incredibly disingenuous. It's just like I don't like. I guess that's like my perspective on it. You don't need to do that. I because the problem is that a lot of people, like, she's using it as like I've done this for friends. To be fair, I did this for a friend of mine. I'm not going to be hypocritical about it. But my issue is the way she is doing it is she's doing it in a way that is, how do I say this? She's doing it in a way that not only just feels incredibly disingenuous, but malicious, because she's clearly doing it from her point of view and her like expertise. She's being relied on her expertise and not as a friend. And I do that's where I draw the line. Personally, it's where I personally draw the line.
Stressed. Xena, I also did like multiple safety calls for her where like I reported like as she was attempting like to the police and stuff like that.
Okay.
So Fairy
W reported to the police. Thank God.
Queen has this weird dynamic where she keeps coming to me for help with stuff, which I'm always willing to. But then she'll also be like, but why are you such a piece of shit? Why are you friends with Destiny? He's a horrible person. And I'm just like, look.
But she's right.
She's right.
Like, literally, you're a good person. Why are you friends with them? Is what she's trying to tell you.
That's what a friend would say.
Jesus Christ, you are so fucking dense. Literally, you're a dense motherfucker. That's a good question. What the fuck? Listen, Fairy Queen can be crazy in her own right, from what I understand. She's a little cuckoo banana pants. But it's like, she's right. She's asking you.
Look, like if somebody needs help, I'm always willing to. There's lots of things I disagree with Steven about. But yes, I'm still willing to work with him. So that's part of what's driving this. When she like sent all those questions, I was like, oh, so every time she said like one thing that she really cares about is women, I don't know if I believe her because it seems like she's willing.
Okay, let's hear what she says.
Oh, so every time she said like one thing that she really cares about is women, I don't know if I believe her because it seems like she's willing to hurt Pixie to like get at Steven. And I'm just.
So are you. Because if you are willing to defend other people, because if you are willing to defend other people, then you are willing to deal with it. Like that's insane. Like I don't understand how the fuck you think that that's okay. I don't understand how remotely you think that that's okay. If I forget which chatter said it, if the chatter who mentioned the Diorio video can like give it to me, or at least let me know which Diorio video is it, be greatly appreciated so I can reference it. Because if Erudite has covered up shit in the past, I would like to highlight that. Ashoka, yes. If Ahsoka, if you're still in here, if you can just put the title of the Nicholas Diorio video so I can grab it, that'd be greatly appreciated.
And at that point, I blocked her and deleted the comment.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, with that out of the way, I think the thing I wanted to go over next would be all the text messages between you and Pixie that got leaked. Now, before we get into that, I guess my question would be...
It's the newest one, 1737. Thank you. So, chatter, Ahsoka Tano Gaming, which, based, by the way, Nicholas Diorio, 1737. God damn it. Oh my god, fucking Gamer from Mars talking about a... There's a side note. I actually like Gamer from Mars a little bit. And then he's like just...
I had all that on my feed.
He has non-stop made videos about like OnlyFans models. It's really weird. 1737. Let's go. 1737.
What would make you feel? Could you imagine if the solution to this was bringing her on to do a podcast episode about like the importance of non-consensually sharing naked pictures? Could you fucking imagine how funny that would be if that was the end all be all resolution to the problem? Holy shit, dude, that's funny. To feel that he understood what he did was wrong and never do this again, or better, what could I share with him? You could share this and anything you want with him. I feel like when we talked, you really understood where I was coming from, and that could hopefully explain this better than I can. Gotcha. Thanks for not sugarcoating anything about where you're at. I think when we talked about what you...
She's admitting in the previous messages on screen she's done this before. Where do you see that? Because I'm going to be honest with you, I don't see that. Can I share this with Steven? He communicated to me that he knows he fucked up. There is no excuse at all. But I'm here to build a bridge and help him understand what he's done wrong and that he'll never do it again. Where I'll be very honest, or at least this is not our first rodeo. That's not what this is insinuating. It could not be. I'm not going to lie to you. But if it's not being said outright, we can't just like unless, because that's not even what Diorio is saying. Is in this instance, has she potentially done this in the past? Potentially, but we can't say that for certain. So unless we have definitive, because we went over these messages, I would have read that and my brain would have clicked. Is she acting like we said when we covered this? She's acting like a PR HR person right now. She's not.
It does insinuate a certain level of knowledge of being in a "oh no, not again" type of thing.
Sure, but it doesn't outright say.
I know
that she's
it's
done
not
this
outright
before.
saying
Yes,
it, but
you gotta be very careful with saying that.
I know you can say it, but you can also infer, which I know you probably shouldn't do, but
you just gotta be very careful. You can have an opinion on it, but my whole thing is that if we say that she's done this before, that means that carries a lot.
Yes.
So this is not a knock, Ahsoka. I actually really appreciate that you brought that to our attention. Unless it's like definitive proof, which would actually be insane. We can only think, not necessarily say out loud, but think.
From you, do you know the way that these text messages, looks like iMessage, do you know the way these texts got leaked? How did this end up getting out? Who was this sent to that ended up sending it to someone that ended up getting it publicly? What was the chain of events here?
It sounds like Pixie sent it to Aaron, trying to basically this is what Kyla's saying. Pixie and I have talked. She's also willing. Her and Aaron aren't talking anymore. But she is willing to if need be. Obviously, she wants to be as publicly implicated as possible. So if you need it, you can probably reach out. But also, I don't have it because I didn't ask for it. But basically, she was constantly telling Aaron what do you think about this? This is what Kyla's suggesting. And Aaron was saying like, I think she's being sneaky, and Pixie was being like, I don't think she's being sneaky. So I think the only text she has is because
Burn
those are the
raid. Hey, thank you so much, Burn. Thank you for the raid. Very poggies, very base. Thank you, Burn. Hey, cool anime girls, welcome back. I remember this being said in one of the streams I watched. There's something that she basically had said it before. It was a screenshot showing one of the streams. Can't seem to find it. Not being said, but a photo of her replying to someone and basically said on Twitter that she's basically done this before. I mean, there's a lot of implications for that because she's talking about the suicidality stuff too. I don't doubt it. Hey, K-Huck, how you doing? I don't doubt that she's probably done something similar, but like again, it's has she done it for Destiny is the question. That's what's up in the air about it.
specific screenshots that Pixie sent to Aaron. I'm not 100% confident. From my understanding, Aaron directly leaked them to Sunday. I think Beckett of Crabs or whatever, he covered all the leaks on stream. It sounds like Sunday got them directly from her. I don't know how Beckett got them. I think some people are saying it. I think it might have been through Smugbug because Aaron's good friends with Smugbug. I don't know.
Again, think about it. If he got it through Smugbug, that still means that Straighterade is the source of all the leaks.
Yeah, like I said, a straight line.
Jesus Christ. Like this girl was playing. This girl thought she was playing 5D chess. Jesus fucking Christ.
Although I have no idea.
I know it's Beckett with 2 T's.
How Beckett got the DMs, and I don't know if Nicholas got it from Beckett or from Sunday or like what the trend.
Allegedly, who I thought it's just all weird. Allegedly, from what I remember, it was oh my god, who I believe Chud gave it to Nicholas. I don't remember, but I believe it was Chud.
That was
Transaction is
Beckett.
No.
Oh, no, sorry, you're right.
The
you're right.
original messages that he got like a screenshot of one of NotsoErudites. I believe he said it might have been Chud, but I'm not entirely sure.
You're correct.
At Thoughtblock, it also seems that Destiny has tried to say the porn star got hacked, but the porn star seems to have been someone who had a Kiwi Farms account before. Yeah, there's like a whole big thing with that whole like I am of the belief that Destiny got a little bit of gay opt.
Get catfish.
Might have been a catfish or a honeypot kind of situation. More of a honeypot because I think it was a real person. But like, it's very interesting.
After that, I have no idea.
Yeah, Nick only had the one. It was like one screenshot talking about it.
Okay, and I haven't seen Pixie directly talk about Sunday or I guess maybe Bad Empanadas, someone that people are talking about right now. But I saw her. Just let me find her tweet real quick. In her thread, she had said something to the effect of let me see here. I've got it. Okay, so she said, if you're a leftist who has talked about the situation without so much as contacting me, you owe me an apology. On top of being a victim of revenge, I now feel people lying about my dating life and further dehumanization of me. I know I shouldn't elaborate more, but I think one of the worst parts of what's happened is learning how so many people I genuinely thought were my friends are so easily willing to betray me. I don't understand what I've done to them to make them want to treat me like this. So do you know who she's talking about here, or is she not willing to?
I'm speculating it's Aaron. I didn't ask her specifically. I would speculate Aaron. I know she's feeling. She basically, I called her tonight and she was like, Kyla, I'm so sorry. And I was like, are you okay? And she was like, Aaron backstabbed me. Like Aaron backstabbed me.
Yeah, you know what? That's honestly speaking, Aaron fucking backstabbed the shit out. Straighterade fucking I almost said backshot. Fucking backstabbed everybody in this scenario. It's a kind of insane.
I'm assuming it's Aaron, and Aaron is a leftist, but I genuinely have no idea. I would assume though.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, do you want to get into the text?
Sure. I think it's probably worth saying because I think people are like the biggest question people have is like why I'm sticking around Destiny. And so I just want to like answer that question I think a little bit more extensively, which is if something else comes out about the leaks, which is like more pernicious or criminal, I realize like
it just happened. Okay, it just happened. There are more people. There are more stuff about the leaks. What are you gonna do? I want to hear what you're about to say.
Probably won't, but I don't engage with friendships in the way that it feels like people are kind of expecting me to, maybe in the public. I'm really staunch about like rehabilitation and like journeys and processes.
Okay. Hi. Let's talk about rehabilitation for a second. Let's talk about it. You know, I probably should have grabbed this beforehand.
Yeah.
Because I forgot to grab something specifically.
I'm having lasagna for dinner. Frozen, heat up lasagna in the oven. For the dinner of champions.
Mm-hmm. So if we go to the sex offender registry, now obviously take your things with a grain of salt. let's look at recidivism rates for sex offenders for a second. Not saying that he's a sex offender, but the crime that Destiny has committed is of a sexual nature. The alleged crimes that he has committed are of a sexual nature. We do need to understand that moving forward. So, issues to consider. Numerous scholars have described key measurements and issues that affect findings of sex offender recidivism. So this is of sex offenders specifically. I do want to highlight that moving forward. If you know, the registry has different degrees. I'm not saying that he's a fucking sex offender. I don't know if he'd be put on a... Actually, don't know if he'd be put on a list for it. That's actually
Only
very...
put in the list if they if it involves minors, right?
I don't know. No. Because rape of an adult can also put you on a list.
Oh,
It's of a sexual nature. The crimes are of a sexual nature. It depends on the state. Rather than reviewing the key issues. So, recidivism rates are not true reoffense rates. That's one of the things as well. Research has clearly demonstrated that many sex effects never are reported to the authorities. Recidivism rates measured by study, vary study. There's a lengthy follow-up period. Findings, empirical data of recidivism rates of the two broad categories. Metadata. While there are two types of research, individual studies and meta-analysis studies, a fundamental difference between they both have produced useful information about recidivism rates of sexual offenders, findings for both types. So again, take this with a grain of salt. Pissing in public can get you on the list. Yeah, public obscenities, yeah. Again, I want to just point out for the 6th time that this is not what I'm saying Destiny is, but when we are talking about recidivism rates, we need to look at like what is going on with that. Analysis revealed once the sex offender had a lower overall rearrest rate than the non-sex offenders. That's fair, but the sex crime rearrest rate is 4 times higher for non-sex offenders, or 4 times higher than the rate for non-sex offenders. Similar pattern. So, I would have to read this whole study a little bit more in detail, but one of the things that you can, we can look at the general findings real quick. So, observed recidivism rates of sex offenders are underestimates of actual reoffending. Measurements vary across studies. Recidivism rates are about 5% after 3 years to 24% after 15. So it's like those are the rates of recidivism for general crime are higher than those of sex crimes, which is important to note. And there's different types of sex offenders with different types of recidivism rates. The reason I am pointing it out is this. And I do want to highlight this for a second. It's kind of the only study that I can grab at this time. I probably should have looked it up a little bit more. Again, not claiming that Destiny is that. But Erudite is really not looking at the fact that part of Destiny's crime, part of the alleged crime that Destiny's committed is tied directly to his sexual desires. It's tied directly to his worldview about women and men and relationships in general. And it's tied directly and internally with his sexual desires. He has been confronted on this more than once and has not changed. This is just the first time that it's affected him so intensely. So to say, oh, I'm all about journeys and things like that and rehabilitation, what movements is he making for rehabilitation? Is he going to a sex addicts clinic? Like, what steps is he making? If he's not doing any of those things, oh, he's in therapy, he's learning, blah, blah, blah. If he's not, is he deleting everything? Did he delete it in front of you? Listen, I'm not talking about the Dark Triad bullshit. Allegedly, Fairy Queen also suggests the Dark Triad shit. I'm not going to touch that with a 10-foot pole, or another person suggests the Dark Triad shit.
Could this be like porn kleptomania?
No.
He just wants to collect like all instances of
No, it's power. It's a power thing.
Oh,
He is able to relive. Okay. I am going to be very careful what I'm about to say.
Oh boy.
But I need to look at their trophies. They are reminders of sexual experiences that he had.
Okay.
Gained consensually or not, when a person breaks up with him. specifically, right? Like his ex-wives, he should have deleted them. Because they are revoking consent at this point. At the point that this is happening, they are revoking consent. That is a really important thing. That is how he is looking at it. They're trophies to him. They're reminders. And the way that he's trading them, like they're fucking Pokemon trading cards to use in a way that is just rising up things. It's this weird like trading thing. Like I don't know how other ways to describe it. It doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like what pedophiles do, where they kind of everyone is like mutually assured destruction.
Mhm.
This is something far different. This is tied, in my opinion. I can't believe Destiny was the Bay Harbor smasher. Fuck off, Carpin. That's
in my head, when you
insane.
say trophies, I think it's not him. I'm not saying this is him. In my head, I think serial killer.
Yeah, that's the Bay Harbor Butcher was
Yes.
Dexter's name.
I was middle eating, so I couldn't say it.
No, it's fine. But no, you're absolutely right. Like the trophies thing is weird. And I don't think I've ever heard anybody say that. Because a lot of people have asked, why do you think Destiny keeps these? Destiny keeps them because they're reminders. He thinks that he owns them. You could say that it's for mutually assured destruction purposes for people to come at him. In Melina's case, that's not a far stretch in my opinion. But there's something really interesting about how he trades them, how he used it. It's not the first time. Many women are now coming out saying that he did this. Or many sexual partners that he tried to have are saying that he did this. I'll say this. I don't think anybody who watches me would do this, but if this clip somehow finds anybody that has slept with Destiny, you should message him right now and say, if you have anything of me, I currently revoke all consent and request that you delete it under penalty of a suit. I'm being very honest. It's not legal advice. You should talk to a lawyer about it. But I think you should probably reach out to him and say, hey, if you have something of me, I want it deleted. And if that's not going to happen, I will get legal involved. You have a right to okay. This is the part of it that is a little bit legal. You have a right to take the recording out. If he's legally found to have a recording of you, if you have knowledge of the recording, you also have rights to that recording. You have the ability, the reasonable ability to be like, hey, I don't want this anymore. I'm revoking consent and I'm requesting that you delete this. Probably could speak to a lawyer and see how well you can do that, if you can facilitate that legally and make sure that there are no other versions of that recording that gone out. That's all I'm saying. You can only hope that Destiny has now deleted it. Yeah. Always contact the lawyer first. That's what I'm specifically stressing. Always stressing this. Please contact the lawyer first. But you should really consider somehow reaching out and being like, hey, whether it's legally or otherwise, being like, hey, you need to delete these. Again, consult a lawyer first. I don't like Kara Milk is saying, Kara Milk and I, same fucking mind. Please consult the lawyer first. But you should really consider having to reach out to him through legal means. It's good. The few thing that rapists have done is take videos of their victims has done. Yeah, there's a reliving the fantasy thing. And again, if it's done under mutual consent, if you are somehow still that person's partner, it's fine. Listen, I have had and received explicit images from former partners. When we are not dating anymore, I delete everything. That's just what I do. It's a moral thing. It's a legal thing. To me, it's moral. It's ethical. I don't keep things with partners that I am not in contact with anymore. I never have and never will. Random hookups isn't what I would say is mutual consent. That is 100% true. Be aware that lawsuits are hell to go through before you threaten one. Yeah, that's very true. You got to be very conscientious about these things, right? Be very conscientious. But if you have evidence that a recording has been sent, let's say, for instance, you sent it through like Discord or something. A little bit more of an easier thing to do. You would just ask them to make sure that you have no copies of it. Maybe, again, speak with a lawyer. You have a right to films of yourself. It's why if you ever watch a news article or a news piece or like an on-the-street reporting sometimes where they block out faces, and Practical Jokers, if you ever watched it in the U.S., does this, because those people probably revoked their consent to be shown on television. Or they never got it. Sometimes that happens too. You try to grab the person in production and you never got their consent, so you block out their face. And that's the thing. If he's done any of this stuff without their consent, those charges will stack. Depending on it's illegal recordings of explicit images, of explicit audios. I don't know how the penalty carries in Florida, but those can all stack up. They're not mutually exclusive, and they're also not mutually exclusive if they want to charge him federally under the federal statutes. From what we understand, he's done it at least 4-ish times to one person that we know of. And then it's done it to like everybody. Like, it's very interesting. In Florida, it's 5 to 10 years in state prison. Okay. Again, there's a lot of things that go into this. Again, if you have had a sexual interaction with Destiny and you know that something has been created, even if you consented to it previously, if you don't consent to it anymore, talk to legal counsel. That's all I'm going to say. You may want to have to use legal counsel to reach out. It's the fairest thing to do. And if he's truly remorseful, he'll fucking delete it.
Which means that, like, if I have a friend who's done a bad thing, they're not, like, dead to me. I'm not just going to drop them immediately. I'm going to confront them.
I'm going to let her play a little bit because I just got off a whole fucking thing.
Usually in a way that I think is most productive, particularly if they've done something that I think not just violates, like, my values, but their own values. This isn't the first time I've confronted Steven on different things.
All right. Fuck off. His value is recording these women and saving it, you stupid men. You stupid fuck. That is his value. Are you...
That was quick.
Are you... I'm trying not to slur.
Just play the video.
Say the slur.
Don't. Connie will murder you.
No, this is my joke. I say that while I think of something. If I'm being so chat, little inside thing, I'm performative, I'm doing it on purpose.
Can't give up the bit.
I give up the bit, it's funny.
Mikey.
No, it's fine. No, I'm not gonna say the slur. That's part of the joke. That I will never say the slur. Always the fun fact is Nerdy. When I talked to Nerdy John, another fellow content creator, he's like, I'm gonna get you to say it one day. I'm like, no, it's not gonna happen. Erudite has to be one of the most pick-me bitches I've ever heard in my life. There is something so insidious about, but it's not a part of Steven's values. He's done it multiple times. He has a fucking Google Drive of it. He can't remember who he sent it to. If you think that it is not a part of his fucking values to literally say that he's gonna send it to people, you're out of your fucking mind. You are sweeping of a highest degree. I do get the fucking cock out of your ass for fucking 20 seconds and think for, well, listen, you're gonna call me a misogynist if you fucking see this clip. Go fuck off and die. I go fuck off the bridge. I don't fucking care right now. Like, don't fucking like.
Don't girl boss me.
Don't girl, like, I'm not saying she's never gonna fucking see this, but I really do mean this. Like, you are. He has. Oh no, Kairos, no.
No.
Slur Falgi says, slur this horrible person, slur, slur, feed the doggo, like and subscribe, Join the Discord, slur.
Thank you. Please, like my paycheck
Join
came
the
through.
Discord and say slurs.
No,
No,
you'll be
no
immediately
slurs in the
banned. That's
Discord.
part of against the rules. Against the fucking rules. No, but it's like literally the whole stream. Fuck off. No, but in all seriousness, it's like this is insane. This is actually insane. It's a part of his value system that he believes these women and men are objects of his sexual desire to hold over and to keep the trophies of them. Whether the revoke of consent has been implicit or explicit, the moment you break up with somebody, they're pretty much revoking consent. Jesus fucking Christ, you're so fucking dense, you stupid idiot. Like,
Did you see that? Okay, so apparently Ahsoka's saying from Mr. Girl Convo 2 nights ago where Dan legit admitted he didn't give a fuck about the victims. He just wants Destiny's career to stay afloat so he can profit.
it
doesn't shock me. It doesn't fucking.
I would
none
need
of that
the
shock me.
Okay, so I would need the exact quote. Like, if you have that video, I need a timestamp. If you're in the Discord, it's saying that I need a timestamp.
I don't want to listen to Girl.
I don't want to listen to Mr. Girl either, but I would rather listen to Dan say it. Not listening to the whole fucking debate, but this shit is pissing me off.
Things. It's just the biggest thing that I've confronted him on. But there's been multiple times, like even in this like cutie Cinderella drama, where we started like making fun of her. I was like, why are you doing this? Like this isn't your value.
Wow, that's a
This
name
is
I
something
haven't
you
heard in a minute.
Okay, for those who don't know, the cutie Cinderella drama was like
Is that where she cried because her house got doxxed and
no.
squatted?
The cutie Cinderella drama was a friend of her partner, Ludwig, who was also her friend, and it was also her friend. Oh my god, what the fuck was his name? Atrioc? Yes, I believe it was Atrioc.
Oh, the AI.
The AI porn
thing.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
And people were making fun of her
yeah,
for
I remember fucking H3
Yeah.
made fun of her for crying
Yeah.
over that, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
it. It was Atrioc, yeah. He's since
God.
allegedly reformed. From what I understand, he still makes content. He helped make the fucking speedrun game that everyone's been playing about work stuff. So you know what? Allegedly he's reformed.
He came back, yeah. I've been on and off seeing him.
Allegedly he's put money and effort into doing reporting for AI porn. So
Yeah.
I mean, fucking good on him. He has done some development for it. Like, hey, that is what restitution is. That is what reform looks like. Destiny? No. Destiny has shown nothing of reform because he keeps doing this.
Yeah, that's
This is a
it
pattern
goes
of
back to my
psychopathy.
initial point, like a while ago, was it all seems so performative because Destiny has made no move or no effort to try and better himself and try to correct these mistakes because he's a fucking rich dude being weird in Miami.
Yeah,
He doesn't fucking care. He's so removed from reality because he has fuck you money.
Yeah. This is literally a form of psychopathy.
Fuck you, I have money.
No,
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane. Not saying he's a psychopath, but
Don't believe it. And he's like, yeah, you're
I
right.
don't know. The whole
Right, so
trophy thing makes sense.
I think if everyone just disowns people immediately for wrongdoing,
but it's repeated wrongdoings, you stupid fuck. It's repeated wrongdoings.
If he stabbed you like 3 times, would you go like, I mean, he could change.
He wouldn't stab me a 4th time. He wouldn't. He'll get better. He won't stab me a 4th time.
She's so stupid. Holy shit. Holy
No,
shit.
She's
Holy
stupid plus
shit.
that she doesn't want to lose the bag.
No, she doesn't want to lose the bag, but that's why she's
That's
stupid.
all it is.
It's
That's all it
stupid
is.
that she's even saying this out loud.
She cares so much about money.
Hold up, I gotta know something.
Bubba, get in here.
Destiny, Tom handled this incredibly well. Really impressed for a 22-year-old. I don't care about Tom.
Calm down.
Props to
Bubba
Tom.
yelling.
Yeah, Bubba's yelling.
God damn, his fucking. Oh yeah. She keeps emphasizing that he had permission to record it. Is telling. No one is suggesting he didn't. The sharing. Yeah, exactly.
like nothing works. I have like my entire dream is to like work with high risk, like my entire career
No,
previous
it's
to this
not.
working with like drug addicts
No,
and
it's
juvenile
not.
delinquents. Like people have done really, really fucking bad shit. And so I don't.
You should never work with any of these fucking people again. I've worked with drug addicts. I don't want you anywhere fucking near them. You're the kind of person that fucking calls them unethically and has their fucking address. That is who you are. I know this motherfucker. This is the kind of person that unethically does things and everyone kind of keeps it hush-hush because because you're just meaning well. And you know what's gonna fucking happen? This is the person that gets fucking jammed up in a lawsuit. That is who this person is. I know exactly who this motherfucker is. I fucking read it in the room. You probably have your former fucking patient's fucking phone numbers, which you shouldn't fucking have because it's an ethical violation. You should never have that when you don't function in the capacity as their provider anymore. That is the type of person you are. Am I saying she has that? No, but that is the energy she gives, and I fucking swear to God I know those people, and I fucking question them every day on it. I say, why do you do this? Why would you do this? This is insane. You do not have the credentials, you do not have the acumen, and you do not have the fucking know-how to do this. You're a fucking charlatan. You're a motherfucking charlatan.
I don't know.
How old is she again? Can somebody fucking remind me?
I thought she's in her late
Like
20s, early
28 or
30s.
something?
Yeah, late
Yeah, let me
20s.
look at-
So what, you worked in the field for how fucking long? Because you've been streaming.
And she keeps saying she wants to open a clinic. She hasn't
she's-
fucking done it yet.
How old is she?
Let me see. I thought I saw someone else's name.
I would love to know. I would love to know how many years of experience she actually has.
I'm gonna go skin my cat. Just 1 minute.
Hey, Kyrez for the 5.
Look, Falgi, this scorpion has stung 4 frogs already as they cross the river.
Fuck
The
off.
scorpion needs another shot, right?
Jesus Christ. This is insane. This is absolutely insane. What Erudite is, this is who Erudite is. This is why I don't like Erudite. She is the kind of person that would cross ethical boundaries and think it's okay because it's helpful to the patient. It's not. You don't respect the fucking therapeutic boundary. That is who you are. That's why she bothers me so much. Jesus fucking Christ.
I can't find it. I'm sorry.
If someone fucking knows, this is annoying.
I
There's a
understand why
hole
people
in
may be
its
confused because
bowl.
maybe they don't feel similar, and I don't put this on anybody else. Like nobody else has to orient themselves towards Steven or anyone else who's done something wrong, like I do. But basically, the moment that I saw like remorsefulness, accountability, and like a step-by-step plan of like how he was going to correct the issue, that's when I was like, okay, I can still work with this person because it's like the try
What?
and the accountability that matters to me.
What accountability has he shown?
I've seen none of this.
What
I've
accountability?
seen none of it. I've seen none of this.
He has no
You are coping. That is
Tyler,
so-
no.
What accountability?
Hope.
What
I have to-
accountability?
I have to say this because I don't want to lose access to money and influence because one day I'm totally gonna open that clinic. You watch. Yeah, okay.
I literally, this is my subject matter. These are ringing all the bells of I know what this person is. This person would definitely have unethical relationships with patients. It's so insane. Like, it's so wild. Jesus Christ.
Not
Right.
just like the actions of them.
So I think that, that's somewhat understandable from, a friendship perspective. I think that the thing that people are going to bring up, though, is that you guys aren't just friends. You're business partners, and he's not just
Yeah!
any business partner. He is,
This person is LARPing as a healthcare worker, 110%. It's fucking infuriating.
a massive liberal commentator who's constantly making moral judgments about other people's actions and behaviors. Meanwhile, he's got this going on. I mean, I think a big part of it is, I think this really calls into question, if he even has a right to criticize other people's character and morals when, it's one thing to be, to have everything else that he's done before, which, there's a lot, let's be honest, there's a lot, but I think this rivals all of that, definitely, in terms of severity. And it calls into question, his respect for other people's consent to, their own news being leaked.
Her birthday is she's literally a year older than me. That's...
Same. No, actually, no. She's she's a year young. My bad. I got my days.
When did
mixed.
she
She's a year
start
younger.
streaming full time?
Wasn't it like in the last couple of years?
Like 2020.
Yeah.
So what? Let's say you got your college degree. Let's say you got your college degree at 21. You got the graduate thing in like a year to 2 years, right? And you were supposed to do a practicum and you were supposed to work. And let's say you got in 2020, right? So you're telling me you have what? 5-ish years of experience, maybe a little bit more. And you know everything? You know? Really? Are you insane?
Okay. So it looks like her first conversation with Destiny occurred on January 26, 2022.
But she was streaming before then.
Yeah.
I mean, she probably was working, so I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. Let's say so I started, when I started college? 2014, 2015, technically?
She made her Twitch.
So she would've started a year earlier.
Okay, someone says she having a if she's having a midlife crisis at 30, that is real early to be having a midlife crisis.
I mean, I could ask. I don't think Beckett's awake or willing to pop on. It like not willing. I don't think he's able to. Let me rephrase that. Just Christ, this shit.
She'll live past her 60.
I think I'm losing my mind. I think I'm actually legitimately kind of going the fuck insane right now.
It's like, now how can anyone possibly feel bad for him for getting his news leaked when he was doing that to someone else? There's
Shut up. No.
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 You know what
no.
helped? We have 3 more donations. If you donate $5 or more, the dog will get a fucking treat. This
dog
is
is a little-
insane.
Dog's a
I'm
little
actually
fatter.
like losing my mind. Like I'm actually pissed off.
a lot of questions around this.
pissed
I mean,
off
even
for
on top of that, I mean,
My friend
he's
sent
trying to
me,
be a
like,
serious
video if you
political
wanna watch
activist
that.
and
No, we gotta get through this. We gotta get through this for the sake of the VOD.
commentator, and he's running
It's
around.
about
messing
to
around
be a
with
6-hour stream if we don't get through
all these
this.
Discord girls sending. I mean, this is not, to be clear, Pixie's not the only person who's been affected by this. I mean, there's been Lauren, obviously, in a different way, but he was sending.
She launched her YouTube channel in 2013. She was just out of college, or around that. No, potentially just out of college. No, when did I start college? I don't know. I think she would have been in college or starting out of it. Fascinating.
Messages not too long ago that they had shared together, seemingly in confidence, and ended up getting leaked. There's Melina's allegation, obviously his ex-wife, who he kind of painted as like a absolute crazy person, and there's this going on. So it's like there's like, it kind of calls into question.
Yeah, again, I just want to point out that like you're just sweeping for his like mistreatment of his ex-wife.
Saying like, oh, Mr. Girl was right. It calls into question his entire history in a way. I mean, it's it's not just a question of you and him are just buddies, right? You're business partners. He's a public figure.
Yeah.
He's a public commentator where he talks about other people's actions. Like, do you think that's a huge concern?
Yeah, but the issue, it just is no longer like, the issue is like, this isn't a moral concern. This is now like business advice. Like if anyone said, do you think it's bad business, Rat? No longer like, the issue is like, this isn't a moral concern.
This isn't a moral concern?
It's now like
What?
business advice. Like if anyone said, do you think it's bad business, Rat? Probably to some degree, I suppose. Like it's probably better that I differ.
It is a moral. It's all of those things. Why are you so stupid in saying that these are mutually exclusive? Are you fucking?
Don't.
I think that she's, guys. I think we found an adult minor. What the fuck? It's because her frontal lobe is clearly not developed enough.
She have arrested development.
Is this arrested development? Like what the fuck are you saying, you stupid idiot? Business. I want to point this out. Obviously, you can have a business concern. It can be bad for business, and you can throw out your morality. But this right here is a moral thing. If you're talking about Destiny's ethics, and then saying, but this is did Destiny groom an adult minor? No.
Oh.
I mean, is developing a cult just grooming? No. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm insane. No, this is insane. Like, yes, it's a bad business decision, whatever you want to say, right? Being with Destiny is a business decision. But you are basing how he feels off of his values, because that's actually the entire point. That is the entire point of his platform, is values based. He belongs to what many people would consider the ethical party. This is supposed to be the ethical party. And so if that's the case, and he makes moral and ethical judgments on other people's conduct, and so do you, then by proxy, if it doesn't fall within his value system, it's an ethical dilemma as well as a business dilemma. You stupid fuck, because the business is based on the ethics. She is really, actually stupid. She really is. She really is. I don't know why people take her at face value. Again, if Pixie believes her, if she's doing the right thing by Pixie, that's totally fine.
Oh, I don't want to. Should I say it?
Don't say it.
No. I'm wondering, like, is she getting? You just asked, is she getting away with it because of whatever you just said? And I'm like, pretty privilege.
Oh yeah, probably. I don't know.
I'm like,
I don't give a
pretty
shit.
privilege, like, because that's kind of what it sounds like to me.
I don't think it's just a pretty privilege. I think it goes beyond that. I think it's just far beyond that. She's seen as the woman in Destiny's orbit that is speaking the words of reason and acting in the best interest for these women. Again, I'm not saying that she necessarily is or isn't, but the way that she's talking about Destiny is like he's holding a sword of Damocles above her head that nobody knows about.
Well, yeah,
which is part of which.
But she's always been like that, though.
But I do want to highlight this because to the video that Beckett made. This is to his credit. Where again, I've already voiced my criticisms of Beckett's coverage, but this is a part of that video. Is what is happening within Destiny's orbit. Everyone seems to be backstabbing each other. Everyone seems to be fucking indoctrinated into something. Yes, this shouldn't have been revealed without Pixie's permission. I don't need to die on that hill. I think everybody agrees with it now.
Everyone agrees with that.
But this statement, this interview, she is insane. This is wild. I don't understand how you fucking think that this is like, this is not the move.
We are 2 steps away from branding on like the inside of the
Oh,
thigh.
brother, we ain't 2 steps away. It's there.
We're at the Nixium. We're at the Nixium's part.
The fucking offering up women for other women is 100% what's happening. Yeah.
Yeah, like I feel like she's spiraling, trying to figure out how to save everything.
Yeah. Yeah, she's trying to keep the friend group together because the friend group has money involved. 100%.
Yeah, because again, like I said, her entire career, everything she is, lives and dies by Destiny's relevance.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything she is. If he goes down, she goes with him.
Yeah. Chat, if you haven't already, remember to like the stream. Thank you.
Like and subscribe.
Like, subscribe, donate today. We're working on it.
We wouldn't be here without you.
Dude, Falgi dying on the most justifiable hill. Yeah.
And like look elsewhere because he is a brand risk. The issue is that like Steven does bad things. Steven was a piece of shit. He was negligent in this situation, right? He wasn't.
But you just said.
Look at the language that she uses.
You just said accountability like in your last like a minute ago.
Look at the language that she's using. It's very measured. It's very important. Is, not was, is.
Trying to hurt anyone, but he should have known better, and he does know better. And actions have consequences. And the reality is, like, I wanted to see this resolved in a better way for everyone, right? That's obviously like what I wanted. But when I was thinking,
okay, I agree with that. It seems like you did for Pixie's sake, but you also want it to be resolved quietly, which is part of the problem that people have.
Is that why you're being so nice to Pixie for a while? Because if you're nice enough to her, the problem might have just gone away.
This is. I gave Erudite a little bit of credit that it seemed like she was, and even Pixie said that she felt like she was looking in her best interest. This interview is very much convincing me otherwise.
I never believed that. I
didn't believe it, but I gave credence. I give credence to the victim's feelings.
Fair.
I give victim.
Fair. I guess I've just heard heard her talk so much that everything that's ever come out of her
Yes.
mouth was
Yes,
always
everything is bad.
everything was there was a certain amount of self-servitude to it.
Yes. Oh no, 100%. But again, I want to give the victim the autonomy that President Sunday doesn't seem to fucking want to give her.
Okay, yeah. I agree.
About essentially like how I want to manage friendship versus business. I basically decided that when it comes to like business and friendship, there are certain things that I have to draw the line on because I want to run like a treatment center in the future. And I like
You should never do that. Again, if you run a if she runs a
brought it up
treatment center,
again. She brought it up again.
if she runs a fucking treatment center, someone is going to die.
How many times has she fucking mentioned that she wants to have a
She
treatment
mentions
center?
it almost every time she streams.
Every video I see her in,
It's
she's
like
always talking about it, but I never see anything going on about it. And she's never striving towards it. She's never putting work in towards it.
I am telling you right now, if this person runs a treatment center, you are going to see an abnormal amount of deaths. I am telling you right now. And listen, people die in medicine. I'm not going to sit here and say they don't. I am telling you right now, if she runs a fucking clinic, people are going to die at a rate that they fucking shouldn't. She should not be trusted with anybody's mental health. Never. I will stand 10 fucking toes down and say it to her fucking face. How do you think that you can run a mental health clinic and save people's lives when you are protecting an abuser of women? Do you know that you're going to have abused women in your clinic? You're going to have women with interpartner violence. You're going to say, oh, don't worry, he's going to get better, dearie. At least he admits that he's wrong when he fucking hits you in the face. He admits that he's wrong when he pulls a gun on you. You
But he
fucking
loves you.
piece of shit.
But he
Really
loves you.
deep down. He's gonna
But he loves you.
change.
He won't do it again.
Just go back
Promise.
one more time.
You are insane. You are going to kill someone, and you do not deserve to be near this story. As much criticism as I would leverage towards Beckett and Sunday for running the story without Pixie's permission, I firmly believe if you are in anybody's life in a therapeutic capacity, you will kill someone. You will actually kill someone. Your negligence and the way that you treat people in your life shows how you would treat patients. You can take that to the fucking bank. I don't care. That is my opinion. Based on my experience with trained professionals, the clinic that you would run would be piss poor and poorly managed.
even friendships can't come before that, because that's why I'm in social media, is to like gain the money and the network necessary to fund that without having to rely on like churches, basically.
What?
You probably what that makes
Catholic
no sense.
Charities, I
What?
guess she's like looking at and I don't know how it works in Canada. Like,
What?
What kind of weird fucking justification is that to be like, well, to open a clinic, I need connections and networking, and I think the best way to do that is through fucking streaming
That
and
makes
ru-
no
and ru-
sense.
and running
self-serving.
defense for an abuser.
it's
What,
self-service.
should
She's
we
like,
be the next Dr. K.
who I already also have issues with, by the way, but I'll couch that for a Dr. K stream one day, I guess.
Oh, Pog.
I don't like him. Okay, the hot take. The stuff that Therapy Gecko does and other people, where it's like calling advice, that's fucking fine. I don't give a shit. But if you're like, I don't know, leveraging your credentials, which may all not be there, by the way, to like talk to streamers on the internet, it's weird. It's scummy. I work in a real fucking hospital. I don't know what to tell you. It's fucking scummy. It's insane. This is such an insane thing. This is so out of pocket. So in Germany, you can get a lot of funding from churches for clinics unless you're government run. Again, when she says that she doesn't want like funding from churches, she doesn't want to say government, because a lot of there's a government funding in it. There's a lot of government funding in things like that. It's insane. I don't know what to tell you at this point.
But also decided that I want to act with my friends in the streaming world the way that I would act if the public eye wasn't like looking at everyone and there wasn't like optics and narratives that I had to like obsess with. Because I feel like so much of relationships on the internet get monetized in a way that just like leads to this like incredible like loneliness and isolation. And I'm just not willing to do that to my friends. And so like business strategy wise, would it be better if I like drop Destiny or not? Like there's probably
Oh.
Your
What's
friend
with
is a,
Tom's eyes. They're like going all weird.
your friend is abusing your other friends. Your friend is abusing your other friends. You're not thinking about your other friends. You're thinking about Destiny. Your friend is I don't know how many times I have to fucking tell you this. Your friend is abusing your other friends. This is like an insane. I'm stunned by.
And you are running defense for that friend.
I'm stunned by the lack of self-awareness, and I'm stunned by the clear deficiency of emotional intelligence. What you're just doing is using therapy techniques and words to be manipulative. That's all you're doing.
You're doing exactly as an example why some people don't like and will not go to therapy. Like you're literally doing the thing right now.
I'll tell you right now, Erudite, remember, what you say on the internet lives with you forever. If you're sticking 10 toes down that you want to open a clinic and this is the story that you're dying on, I don't think anyone's going to invest and help you. Being very real. You do not understand what you're saying. If you were smart, you wouldn't be. You're attached to the wrong cash cow right now for that one. Because who's going to go to you? Because every time someone's going to question your ethical background when you defended somebody who released non-consensual sexual materials, or excuse me, actually that is being alleged as well, that he released shit that was not recorded as well, that was not previously given consent to record. And I also believe sharing anything about Melina or any of his ex-partners specifically, at that point they have revoked consent to those materials. He is holding on to them non-consensually. There is a reasonable argument to be made in court that that is the case. Things with Melina, his ex-wife that he's sharing, if he's sharing it during a time where they are not together, that is, I would stick 10 toes down that that's probably revenge porn. Again, talk to a lawyer. But I don't know. I don't know. Because at that point, why are you releasing them about Melina? Because technically, she's revoking consent to those existing.
be arguments on either side. There's probably some people who be like, actually it wouldn't because he's such a huge platform. Actually it would because he's such a brand risk. And I think all that's valid. But I think fundamentally the question that I've been operating with in this whole situation to this point has been, how do I want to conduct myself with my friends? Like how would I treat my friends if there wasn't going to be public scrutiny on top of this? Because I don't know, I guess that's the only way I can sleep myself and like in my mind like have some level of like consistency in how I treat people, because my friendship is going to be determined fundamentally by like who's in trouble now, right? And I just
What? My friendship is fundamentally judged by who's in trouble now? What?
What the fuck?
Kyrez, did she get banned from doing her medical stuff in Canada? Is that why she moved? No.
No, she's wanted to be closer to Destiny.
Yeah, she wanted to be. She lives in
Maybe
Miami
for the
because she wanted.
bag.
Yeah, she wanted to be closer to Destiny and progressive victory, which is going to be harder now because allegedly.
She uprooted her fucking husband
Yep.
and convinced him to go with her.
Yes. Yes. This is insane. This is insane. This is insane. Yeah. This is the most. This is fucking babble.
I don't know if you ever like watched the Amber Heard Johnny Depp stuff, but it's like who's in trouble now shouldn't be the way.
Oh my fucking
You were
Christ!
com-
You did not just
Wait, are you
Amazing.
comparing yourself, you and Destiny, to Amber
No,
Heard?
no. She's comparing
Okay.
this to Amber
That's a
Heard.
waste.
Okay, I was like, that is.
And the Amber Heard Johnny Depp stuff, this is my personal opinion looking at everything. I am of neither side. It just seems that there was a lot of
They're both
mutual.
shitters.
Literally. Like, literally.
What'd you say?
Amber Heard's turds in the bed.
They're both shitters.
Yeah, they're both
Both terrible
shitters. Like
people.
there was
Taking
m-
shits on things.
there was
like
mutual
beds.
abuse that was going around. It doesn't excuse any of it. Doesn't excuse fucking any of it. But that's really important. But like that's not what's happening here. That's not what happened here.
Yeah, this is some like projection of some massive kind.
You're insane.
If if I was close to Amber Heard or to Johnny Depp, shouldn't be the way that I engage with them. It's like a friend.
Tom is fucking thinking. He's like, what the fuck did I get into?
Yeah,
I should try to figure out like what
Tom
happened,
is
what went wrong, what do
checking
you feel
out.
accountable for, and like
Tom's
trying
like,
to get
this
as much
is gonna be
information
a
as possible.
great fucking
If you
video,
haven't
get
already
so many
fucking, oh, by the
views.
way, if you haven't fucking subscribed already, I don't know what to fucking tell you. Like, this is insane. I put in the fucking work. That's all I'm saying. Nah, I'm fucking around. You don't have to subscribe. Just like the video. I don't give a shit.
And speaking out when your friends do something wrong.
Okay. All right. Well, with that being said, I think it'd be good to get into the text. Is it about time, you think?
Yeah, you can do that.
Oh,
so the
no. You should have let her keep fucking going. Let her dig her grave. You should have let her talk for another 2 fucking hours on that topic. You should have. Oh, Tommy boy.
Why'd you cut her off, Tom? You could have let her just keep yapping.
No. I get why he doesn't want to fucking take the conversation for forever, but I would have loved to thought what she fucking thought about that. I would have loved to know.
Just let her continue to dig her own grave.
Oh.
First one we have here, I'm just going in order from the Beckett video, is this one where looks like Pixie says, did you end up talking to Steven? And you say, not yet, Coleman canceled, so I ended up not coming in, but we'll be there Saturday. You're hinging a lot of my conversation with him. Other than what I mentioned, is there anything you were hoping to be brought up?
Just as a point of order, this was not recorded live. This is an off-stream conversation.
So is this prior to you, is this in between when you met with her in person and when you were going to talk to him about this stuff?
There we go. Okay, found it. Okay, did you end up blah blah blah? No, not yet. Let me see. Other than what is mentioned, is there anything you were hoping to be brought up? Does it continue on? I'm not sure it's leaked.
Keep
Let me
talking.
see here. So, I don't know. It looks like a lot of it's not totally in order. The next one I have is a very long one, where it's her saying, I think I'm going to decide my next course of action of what to do with myself and him based on how that conversation goes. Unless if you decide you don't want to talk to him, that's okay too. That looks like the next one that I have. I'll check the Beckett video one more time to see if there's one in between these two. But I think that these are
I like now, please. I have drank almost 2 liters of pop. Go to the bathroom.
In order.
I'm just sending to you.
Go to the bathroom.
There's no like names mentioned in here.
Yeah. So the first one I have
Go to
is
the
did you end up talking to
bathroom.
Steven?
Listen to
Okay.
it there.
So,
These are all public anyways, I think, right?
yeah. Okay, so let's see here. So this is your perspective. She says, I'm thinking to decide my next course of action of what to do with myself and him based on how the conversation goes. Unless if you decide you want to talk to him. That's okay.
Also, girl, charge your fucking phone. Yo, you know this bitch don't be charging her phone. Why don't you charging your phone?
Why are you mad?
Why the fuck she ain't charging her phone, dog?
It's at 50%, bitch.
No,
No.
it's not.
It literally, look at the red bar,
It's like
asshole.
10.
Yeah.
Oh, I just thought. Oh, this is 5G. Sorry.
Not yours. Oh, cute.
No,
Okay, so basically
I had to look at it.
You
I
stupid-
was reading 5G.
we're going on. We're moving
Why-
on. I need to make this
Fuck
easier
you.
for people to edit.
Fuck you.
My plans and course of action paused, and we'll choose something depending on if he agrees he has to make up and repent for the actions and wants to work with me to find a way to do that, or if he doesn't feel that way. I don't want to talk to him myself because I feel like I tried explaining what I was feeling and he didn't really understand. I also have a little anxious voice in my brain telling me to prepare for the worst because he probably won't care or doesn't care enough to willingly try to make up for his mistakes,
Yes,
and that means I'll have to start thinking of more extreme and nuclear options to deal with. But I'm trying to avoid spiraling down that line of thought because I'm trying to hold out hope. And then she says, and is this directly the next message, this one that you show, where she says, just to not scare you?
Yes, that's directly next.
Okay. Just not scare you. I'm 100% not going to do anything to myself no matter what he says during holiday season because I don't want to traumatize my friends during a time I'm supposed to be happy. Even if he responds
Okay.
negatively, it doesn't mean I'll auto myself. I'm trying to
These
concentrate
are
on
all
different courses of
Pixie's
action, including
messages.
going
Has
public.
nothing to
And
do
then
with
if I can't take
Erudite
him out of
right now.
humiliation, then myself versus my plan before scheduling a note for after I die. I'm also still looking at lawyers, but I just want to see what he says before deciding to do any nuclear option.
What the
And you
fuck?
say, can I share this with Steve? He communicated to me he knows he fucked up. There's no excuse at all, and he doesn't know what he can do to make it up. I'm trying to bridge between to help him understand what would make you
Listen,
feel.
I know what he could do, but it would get me demonetized. We get my ass off the fucking platform. I know what he can fucking do. But I'm not gonna say anything. Not gonna say anything.
He understood. He was wrong. I should never
Chat, you can put the explode emotes.
do this again.
Damn it.
So, I mean, this is essentially just you guys talking about how to take the next step. Her talking about her suicidality, and how this is making her feel.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any confusion.
Christ.
The reason I'm asking if I can share this with Steven is explicitly because the biggest issue in all this is her consent has been violated. So when I'm saying, can I share this with Steven, I'm getting her consent to like screen cap it and send it to Steven.
Okay, gotcha. Let's see here. So the next one I have here is, it looks like it is you saying, gotcha, thanks for
Oh
not
my
sugarcoating
God,
anything
this-
about where you're at. I think what we talked about as what you needed
Come
is
on.
help removing the video from online, getting the guy who hacked charged.
This is like
It's just
so
Steven understands how in the wrong he was and
Like,
plans
I hate
to
to say
happen
this.
again.
It
Is that
feels
what
like
you need?
nothing at this point.
This
So in between that,
is
what's missing? I'm not sure if you don't have it. So after I say,
retreading.
can I share this with Steven? He communicated to me he knows he fucked up. Blah blah blah. The thing you read, or better, what can I share with him? So I re-clarify. She says, you can share this and anything you want with him. I feel like when we talked, you really understood where I was coming from and can hopefully explain
Okay,
this
we
better
have
than I
seen
can.
these
That is
messages.
in between. So after she says, that she feels like I understand her and I can communicate better, that she appreciates it. I say, gotcha. Thanks for not sugarcoating anything and where you're at.
Do you mind if I see that one that you described?
Yep. I tried to send it, but I'll send it again. Okay, so this is all of them in order, and then sounds like it's missing.
So this is the in-between one, okay.
Okay.
Okay, so this is Pixie said.
It's hard for these two to talk about their ex.
Oh,
Base, Tyler, very base.
that's rough.
You can share this anything you want with him. I felt like when we talked, you really understood where I was coming from.
Very
They can hopefully
base.
explain this better than I can. Okay, so and just to be clear here again, you think that Destiny should face some punishment for this? You don't think that this is you weren't trying to mitigate any kind of consequence for him?
No.
Do you think you were trying to mitigate any kind of consequence for yourself by maybe steering her in a direction where it wouldn't be made public?
I don't know. I don't know what consequence that would be for myself.
Well, obviously, it would negatively reflect on you if the guy you're working with is exposed for doing this.
Yeah. The way that the Tom hit the fucking nail on the head. Like, it is a weird thing because Pixie doesn't want this public. She mentioned that she didn't want it. She didn't want her name to be out publicly. So reasonably speaking, one can make the assumption that the best interest for Pixie, because she didn't want it to be public, that Erudite is like operating off of that. But again, she also has a personal investment. It's not just Pixie's her friend. Destiny is her friend, also her business partner, as well as she wants the money as well. You can admit that you thought of all those things and just say that Pixie's privacy that she expressly committed to was more important to you than any of the other factors that were running through your mind. You could be honest about that. That's what all these people have a fucking issue with, is that they're never honest about it. You can have all these thoughts running through your mind. You could just be honest about which one weighed the most important. Jesus Christ.
This kind of shit, kind of, guilt by association type thing makes you look shitty.
Oh,
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah,
I
guess the issue is, like, I guess I'm
suppose.
going to say, no, I actually wasn't thinking about it that much. A lot of people ask me, which is why I spend the time thinking and, like, wrote in my journal, like, the way that I operate with people has to be about
Of course she's a fucking journal girly. I don't care about your fucking journal!
You journal this? You journaling this?
Taking
Guys.
your own cooch.
Wow.
Why, Ash? Why? Ash, you're
As a
letting the
vagina
intrusive...
haver, I can say it.
Ash,
I
you keep
can
letting the
say it.
intrusive thoughts of what you want to see come out. You really gotta stop.
No! Stop. No. No.
You keep having the
No.
intrusive thoughts. First, you were thinking about what Destiny looked like naked. Now you're thinking about Erudite's coochie. Like, what the fuck is going on here?
Wow.
Wow. Jesus Christ.
relationships and, like, the things that I value, my principles, not because of, like, business stuff, or I'm going to hate
You
myself.
have
Like,
no fucking principles.
I don't want to do all this. Like, I don't want a treatment center that helps kids if I have to, like, fuck over my friends and, like, stop caring about them to, like,
Whoa,
that's
whoa,
not
what the fuck?
Like,
Do you want to
relationships and,
treat
like,
the-
Oh,
For
no.
kid.
I need to hear that again.
the things that I value, my principles, not because of, like, business stuff, or I'm going to hate myself. Like, I don't want to do all this. Like, I don't want a treatment center that helps kids if I have to, like, fuck over my friends and
Stop talking about a fucking treatment center that's gonna fucking help kids fucking over your friends. Your one friend abused the consent of multiple women, is a known sex pest, literally is, like, fucking teetering on becoming the Harvey Weinstein of motherfucking YouTube, Twitch, and whatever the fuck, and you're like, but I can't abandon my friends. I can't. This is not some fucking anime protagonist bullshit. Thank you, Hard Work Orange, for becoming a subscriber.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Like, what the fuck are you saying? What is this stupid fucking Saturday morning cartoon bullshit? What is wrong with you? What is literally wrong with you? Why are you dumb? Why are you so stupid?
This was now
Like,
the
stop caring
fourth
about them.
reference to the clinic.
Oh,
to, like,
This
do,
is
like,
reference
that's
number
not the
4
point
of
of
the
this.
clinic.
But obviously, that's also my word, so I don't know if I can convince you that. But yeah, it wasn't
Take your
forefront.
time
It was something that I just
to the
basically decided, like, take matters more. Like, she gets to do what she would like to do.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Do you? I guess, what do you think is a proportional response? I've seen some conversation around how the idea of her getting $1 million is too much, or maybe I don't know.
she
$200,000
never
is too
asked
little.
for that, though. She never asked for that. That doesn't exist.
Thank you,
What do you
Straighter
think is,
Aid.
like, adequate restitution for this?
Fuck, thank you, Straighter Aid and Sunday.
Yeah.
Thank you, Straighter Aid and Sunday, for fucking that shit up.
Kind of thing, just kind of your personal opinion, I guess.
What I told Steven that so this isn't, just to be clear, this is what I did, Steven, just between him and I, was specifically, I was like, you should pay for her therapy. You need to cover, like, all of the expenses that are, like, investigating the leak. And if she has any expenses regarding, like, clearing her images off the internet, if she has to pay for any, like, internet scrubbers or anything like that, you need to cover all of those costs. And if she comes to you with other costs that are going to be related to this, you need to cover them as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Um, The only other thing that I could think of would be like obviously some level of public like
Again, and Destiny was open to some of this, which is weird. I'm not saying he's a fucking hero in this. I'm just saying he was open to this.
He got made. He got made to look better because
Straighter Aid was crazy.
yeah.
Didn't Straighter Aid say that they were the one that first brought up the money comp? Yeah. Yep.
yes, I fucked up, but obviously that's completely off the table because she doesn't want any public acknowledgement.
Right. Well, it was at that point in time, but now, I mean, it's been publicly acknowledged, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now, do you think it would be good for him to make a public acknowledgement of wrongdoing at some point?
If legal suits weren't going on, probably the issue is like now I don't even know if he can because his there's no way legal counsel will
Okay.
sign off on him making a public statement like that. There's no way.
Right.
Which really sucks. Yeah.
Right.
It sucks for her specifically.
Here's the problem. He technically kind of did, because he admits that he non-consensually sent them. He did. It's just
He already admitted his guilt. You know.
yes. What he's saying is that she's suing for the proportionate value that he cannot. He's not willing to pay. That is a civil matter. Now, him being charged federally is of a crime. Now, that's a different story. But he kind of did admit that he fucked up.
Yeah.
Typically, yeah.
Right. Okay. Let me see here. I think there was a specific.
And I
thing
believe
wanted
that
to
this
bring
is
up. Let me
probably
just go through these real
before
quick.
that, too. Or it could be after that. Who the fuck knows? After the statement.
Oh, I don't know if you saw like one of the texts. I think this has also been included, but when she mentioned specifically the money, the reason that I clarify, I think that's like just a little bit down in the thread. So after I say, gotcha, thanks for not sugarcoating, I list the 3 things that she wants to make sure that I'm understanding what she wants communicated. She outlines the problem with number 3 is because of the removal of the video and the guy getting hacked, Steven has to face consequences proportional to his actions. And so I say, okay, so what you want to, okay, so that is what you want. It wasn't clear to me before. This is what you want specifically. My understanding was more rehabilitation, but the specific thing you want now, which is for him to lose a certain amount of money. This wasn't like in a judgmental way. This is specifically because when her and I sat at the cafe, she was like talking about the money, but she's like, fuck, I don't even care about the money.
Yeah, remember that time that Erudite admitted to us that he probably committed a sex crime?
Yeah.
Weird, right? Erudite. Sweetie,
Ma'am.
I think you're fucking up.
She's like, I just
and
want
like almost
some sort
like
of
this would be used as evidence in a case.
Again,
Like, hey, you said it. You know.
YouTubers, stop talking. No, keep talking, please.
No, please.
so that if he like ever thinks about doing this again, he won't, right? I just like want some essentially like level of punishment. And when I was like, do you want money specific? Like, what specifically are you asking for? If I'm like talking to him like on your behalf, like, what are you looking for? At the time, she didn't say specifically money. It was just one thing she thought of, but she wasn't bent on it. This is me clarifying because we had that conversation that specifically what she's wanting now is for him to lose money because that's different than what I had understood before.
Yeah, we got this DM. Let's see here. You think about anything because I'm happy to communicate what you need broadly, a sense of justice. I'm not sure what I think about the specifics of money and punishment in this case. I'm not saying you're wrong. It's just the tone has changed from our previous conversation. So this is you just kind of dealing with her, sort of not totally knowing what she wants at the time, which I guess is fair.
Yes.
From her.
Well, specifically when I started hearing, so I think at this point we've had a phone call maybe once or twice, and I start hearing the $1 million amount, and I'm not comfortable with that. I don't think that's going to give her anything that she's looking for.
It's in a phone call that you can't corroborate? Huh?
What phone?
But even she didn't say.
With her? Or with
No,
Ray
with
Ray?
Pixie.
with Pixie.
Yeah, with Pixie.
But that also comes from something sounds.
Something
Did you
speaks in
record the call?
Denmark.
Because that's hearsay. That's hearsay.
I know that she's never going to receive it. I don't think that that's like a good direction.
But the $1 million amount is not in any of these screenshots, though. It's never been in the screenshots.
Especially with like Pixie saying it.
For her to go, if I'm being honest. But also, if that's the direction she wants to go, she should. The main thing is, I can't.
And if she wants $1 million, it's fine. But like, there's nothing that shows evidence to that.
Yeah.
Yes. Straighter Aid was Erudite and Straighter Aid were talking.
Can't be I can't be the one communicating that. I can't mediate that because that's now like one of my friends asking like for $1 million from another one of my friends, and it's not something that I necessarily like feel comfortable with. So I'm saying in this specifically, like, I'm not sure if I'm comfortable communicating this part.
Where's
Because
the
it's no different
evidence
than I
that the $1 million
understood, but I'm
was
comfortable
being said
communicating
that
everything
way?
else to him.
Okay, yeah, and because she says, I'm not sure about the specifics regarding money or punishment. I believe in rehabilitation, but part of rehabilitation is penance. The person understands what they did is wrong, takes corrective course of actions and actions to help pay penance to the victim.
I could reasonably expect her saying, I don't know, like $1 million flippantly, but it's being put forward as if it's an intentional, insane amount. Yeah, no, I agree. That's what I'm harping at. Is that there's no proof, and even if she said it flippantly or truthfully, without showing evidence, all you were doing is physically saying, "Well, I heard this," and we don't know. You're saying you heard it from fucking Pixie, but then fucking Straighterade is saying that she originated some other claims about money.
Yeah, I'm not believing that the $1 million thing until literally Pixie has.
Yeah, if Pixie says that she's like, oh, I made the $1 million claim,
like,
yeah.
text statement saying,
Yeah.
$1 million, that's what I want, or her literally saying it, $1 million.
Yes.
Until I see that, I'm going to assume that was a number stated by Straighterade.
Yeah, it feels like everyone's like concerned trolling Pixie. Like, it's specifically Straighterade, yes. Again,
we referred to that earlier,
yeah.
Victims. So I mean, and then I think the following one here is she says, I just want to know he'll never do this again. And this is like the biggest mistake of his life, basically.
Yeah. I'm sorry for using you as an intermediary. I can send these messages and conversation to myself too. I just feel like if he tells me too directly, it would be emotionally harder to handle than if I heard it from you. But I totally understand if that's not something you're comfortable with. And I'm sorry to put you in an uncomfortable position. He's also alluded to financial compensation, but I don't think he really understood the concept of proportionality of the action since he asked if there were any bills that he could pay.
Let's see here. So we've got this message you sent.
Okay, but this still doesn't read $1 million.
It looks like her talking about the idea of maybe taking a criminal, but that she didn't want to do that because the justice system is horrible. She says, starts with willing to figure out what this means to both of us, / in a manner that makes sense to both of us. I don't want to cause unnecessary harm or suffering to Steven. I want to know he'll never do this again.
I want to speed this up a little bit more because this is dragging. This part is dragging. I will be
doing so.
Yeah,
behavior. I think it'll be overkill, but I totally understand if you don't want to talk to Steven about this. I'm just pointing it off because the answer is either one, yes, I agree.
VOD watchers, I apologize.
This course of action, let's talk about what this would look like in a way that makes sense for both of us, or two, no, I don't agree. I don't want to do that, which then becomes an okay, now I've got to figure this out. So we got that. Yeah, I think that's the majority of the stuff from you specifically to go over. So the reason why I said fuck Erudite and fuck Destiny is essentially, I guess in my mind, this is a little too far for me to want to be I don't know, buddies with someone. Seeing that they sent a chick's nudes around, I mean, you know, maybe if he was like 16 years old and he was in high school, I would be like, okay, well, I don't know, 16-year-olds are fucking, but I don't know, he just seems a little bit too old to be doing this, in my opinion. It seems to be an extremely precarious situation he's constantly getting himself into with his dick.
He's old. He continues to do it. He continues to get himself in sexual mishaps, if not escapades that could be criminal. Like it's
almost like he has not learned accountability with this.
It's almost like it's part of the sexual fantasy
with these random women. It just seems like
maybe it's a paraphilia.
Very bad, and I guess I do see it as very, you know, I understand you're trying to help Pixie out, but at the same time, like, I don't think he's someone to be taken very seriously, or honestly, you by extension for, you know, trying to, I don't know, like sticking by him throughout all this, and like, you know, I don't know, I guess I just leaves a very bad taste.
Honestly, Tom is like, I can't trust you guys anymore. I literally can't trust any of you guys anymore. Please don't ever fucking, like, this is insane. Everything you've said is insane. Face Tom, good on him. This is probably like somewhat difficult for him because he was more in the circle of the Destiny orbit than like he wasn't an orbiter per se, but like Jesus Christ.
I think that's how a lot of people are feeling. It's just like it's a very fucked up situation. It's very fucked up.
Yeah, I think that's fair, and I think if people feel like they can't associate with him anymore, I genuinely understand that. Like that's not something I would criticize others for. And I think there are others that are.
You're not gonna do it. You're not gonna.
That's just fundamentally like not where I'm at. I'm not willing to forward this specific thing, and it's also something that Pixie and I have talked about, like at some level of length. I don't know if it's meaningful, but like one thing she hasn't been asking for in part is to like cut people off. I think if she asked, I have to think about it. I don't know. Never. I have literally no idea. But I don't know. I guess the main thing is like I think it's fair for you to say that you disagree with my choice to side with Steven. I think what's not fair to say, which is like spreading everywhere, is that I'm like going out of my way to like gaslight a girl, manipulate her, and to convince her to not go public and like to do Steven's dirty work. When it's like that's such a like.
But
why did you put that out there?
Like, we were talking about it, and then you just fucking said it.
Again.
Why'd you just?
This fucking girl.
It's such an unfair representation of me.
Again, I do agree to a certain.
It's not unfair.
I do agree to a certain limit that it is an unfair characterization.
Hi, Jar, oversharing again.
Yes, I know.
It's not unfair because everything we've said, she literally cried about it. Because if you actually felt that way,
organization is not what I meant to say. But yes.
Yeah, but if she really felt like that, she would be agreeing with Tom and saying, you know what? Yeah, you're right. Maybe I shouldn't be. Maybe I need to reconsider my association with Steven. But no. Yeah, but no, like, oh no, that bag, that money, that jingle of coin,
right?
That 12 pieces of silver.
it's reasonable to say that that is an assumption that people can make from the inferences. Again, like I said before, if the victim feels like Erudite is still someone that she feels is in her corner, I will respect that. I don't believe it, but I'll fucking respect it. It's just like, again, I'm not gonna infantilize a woman. I won't infantilize a victim that way. That's I will not do that. It's just insane. Like this is like, you keep making leaps of logic to defend her abuser, but then you're like, but I'm here for Pixie. There's a reason why people are putting
That's
that
why
together.
I can't take her seriously.
Yeah, there's a reason why people put it together.
Like, I've been calling and checking in with her like every 2 days. We talk on the
Okay.
phone pretty often. Like my whole orientation and all
you're
of this
so
Oh,
concerned.
is helping her. And I guess I fundamentally believe, like, I think somebody like Destiny, who gets in a lot of trouble with his dick and is interpersonally, I think, really retarded, is probably going to be better off with people who care about him and will like confront him on it, but also not.
Fuck him. Fuck him. Let him burn, stupid. Stop doing
When have
this.
you confronted him? When have you
No,
confronted
you haven't
him?
confronted him.
You haven't said shit to him.
No, Q, you don't understand. It's private conversations that have never been recorded and definitely not in text, even though the 2 texts that you saw is like, I'm confronting him. You're literally just presenting options of what would happen if he took option A or option B. And one of them is like, oh, well, she kills herself. Maybe it goes public again. What? What?
Just like drop him. But I think if other people want to drop him, like, I wouldn't say that you're a bad person for doing that. It's just not something I'm willing to do yet. And like, maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe I'll be by my words. But I'm not doing it out of this like
Yes, you
willy-nilly,
will.
just like too weak. I'm doing this out of like a decently principled stance, which is that typically like I don't give up on people. I think the argument like he's just too old. I'm like, that's fair. It's just tough because I've had so many adult clients that it's like,
Fuck you. He is not your client. He is. You are
She's
stupid.
treating him like one. She's trying to. She's trying to act
No,
like.
no. What she's
money
doing.
bag.
No. What she's doing is she's couching it in her faux expertise to make it seem like she can fix Destiny by saying, guys, I'm here in his corner and I've worked with people like him. I've worked with people like Destiny. I can fix Destiny because look at all the people I've helped. Where are any of the testimonials from your patients? What you did was assessment work. From what I can tell, your degree was assessment work. I need you to either show proof or something else, because right now, like, I don't like, this is a level of cope that is bordering on like malpractice. Jesus Christ. I've never heard somebody be so absolutely, so intentionally stupid. Yeah, you cannot treat your friend, lover, or boss like in all 3. And he's a criminal. You're all connected financially. This is malpractice. I know. It's like she's throwing her degree around. That's why I said it. That's why I said, bitch, this is my expertise. Yeah. This is just hilarious. Yeah. You, honestly speaking, by keeping Erudite around, Destiny looks worse. Like, what the fuck? This bitch is throwing you one of this bitch is making it worse, man. Holy shit. This is NotsoErudite. For those who don't know, I just saw it before. NotsoErudite is Destiny's co-host and I guess booker for the Bridges podcast. It is insane. This is wild. This is everything wrong with what you're saying. Everything is wrong with what you're saying.
I don't know. I had a lot of 45-year-olds doing a lot of stupid shit. Because like, I don't know, trauma and like problems associated.
He's 45 years old? The fuck? He was 45 talking to an 18-year-old? What the fuck is wrong with you? Why?
Ew.
Is she?
He's
No,
45?
Ay. God damn it.
I thought he was like in his 30s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just look, you're absolutely correct, man. Like, this is bad. This is not good. There's a lot of stuff happening.
With being a fucked up person don't just like go away because you're older. They just like come out in different ways.
Why do you care about this guy so much when he doesn't seem to care about?
Why do you? Okay.
No. Oh, Tom.
You have a bachelor's degree and a fucking graduate certificate. You are not a doctoral student. You need to stop leaning on your fucking credentials. Just because you read doesn't make you good at fucking practice. Are you insane? And people believe that she fucking cares? What are you Just because you read or research doesn't mean you understand it. This is a
Doesn't mean you feel
Destiny is
fine.
36. Why did she fucking say he's 45? This is bizarre.
Tom is about to ask a very good question.
What?
Tom is about to ask a very good question when he paused it.
Okay, I'll let him go.
Being a fucked up person don't just like go away because you're older. They just like come out in different ways.
Why do you care about this guy so much when he doesn't seem to care about, I mean, anyone else, at least enough to not share their news around?
I guess because I see actually tons of markers of him caring about people and also being negligent and bad when it comes to sexual relations. I see tons of evidence of him caring about people.
Okay. All right. Well,
How?
I think
Where? When? When he's collecting his trophies?
Like, I'm astounded by the level of just how bad she made this. Like, honestly speaking, I was giving it up. I wasn't like giving Destiny credit, but at least like he was very reciprocal with Pixie's, like part of Pixie's demands. I'm an empath, so I can recognize other empaths.
Okay, Deanna Troy.
This sounds like people who are building a cult together. I think the brand. I don't know. Someone might need to check Erudite. I think there's a DGG brand somewhere. I don't know.
Is Destiny's real name Kenneth Rainier?
Going down to Davetown.
No, Kenneth Rainier owned like the sex cult Nixus or Nixium or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, like the old dude.
Yeah, it actually had
Okay.
like one of the actresses from Smallville. She was all
Yeah,
up in
yeah.
that.
Yes,
They
she
all had
was.
brands. They all had brands.
I wonder why. I see a brand in your future.
those are most of my questions. Is there anything else you wanted to say before I end off the recording?
I guess, do you feel like it is fair in this situation? I guess, what do I do about this? The entire
You're asking
There's no fucking
Tom.
way that she asked Tom, what do I do?
Ma'am.
Damn.
Tom has told you multiple times to get away. That's no
Tom
fucking...
Wilcher's already told you what to do.
Told you, bitch, run.
Remember, guys. This is
Not-
the
a-
woman who
no.
wants to start a mental health clinic. Who keeps saying, "Oh, but look at all my research." Well, yeah, but 45, the blah 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 blah. Asking a 22-year-old, what do I do?
Yeah,
What do I
he's
do?
when Tom literally less than 60
What do
seconds
I
ago
do?
in this conversation asked her straight up, "Why do you continue to defend this dude?"
What the fuck are you saying? Oh,
Pretty done.
22-year-old, what do I do? What do I do? I need to know. I need to know. Tell me, Turkey Tom, cause I need to know.
entire time, I've been reaching out to my friend. After the conversation I had with her the first time, she reconnected with the friend she had cut off and was willing to go and see her friends and start calling them more often, and basically made a commitment to like being safe. That's where we made the safety commitment as well.
What?
I'm like I'm doing my best to help my friend because I think that she was wrong here and she's done nothing wrong here. And I also confronted the friend that I think did a wrong thing. But I also am trying to like push and encourage him to change.
What?
I've disagreed with him and fought with him on a couple of things, but being like, you should do this. You need to be doing this.
Encourage him
I don't
to
understand a world where like
change.
these actions lead
What
to
is
people going, like,
happening?
you're a bad human being.
Change him.
And
I think the way
you're,
people
like,
see it is like you're trying to mitigate the situation with Pixie because you are financially
Yes.
interested in continuing your relationship with
Yes.
Destiny for a profit.
Yes.
I think that's the way a lot of people see
Yes.
it.
Yes.
Obviously, you guys
Why-
see it.
Yes.
yeah, but if that's the case, why did I say to Fairy Queen she could leave the comment up? I just asked her to remove the identifying part about Pixie. Like none of my actions.
Because you're a duplicitous asshole. You quite legitimately know what optically looks bad and what looks good. Because you're not stupid. You're not stupid
mean,
in the
that's
way of
debatable.
Self-serving. You're not
Yeah.
dumb.
you're okay.
have been about covering for Destiny or preventing people from talking about it broadly. It's been from like all it's been about is addressing people talking about Pixie specifically. Like I've never in any world not wanted people to talk negatively broadly about even being an idiot and like negligent when it comes to like things to people's
This is
trusts and
not,
sexual
this is
dynamics.
not
Like,
negligence, though.
This is. Oh,
It's not
God.
negligence. It's not negligence if he intends to do it.
And you think he's just gonna, I don't know, if you have been friends with Destiny for like 3-4 years now, and your influence hasn't done a damn fucking
Yeah, it
thing
hasn't
to
changed
change
him
his
once.
behavior in all of these years you've been friends, do you really think that magically he's gonna see the light now? If he's only gonna see the light, it's only gonna be because he got fucking caught and might end up going to fucking jail, or at
Paying
the very
a lot
worst,
of fucking money.
or at the very worst, in the worst situation, he just gets better at hiding it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I've never been opposed to anybody concerned about that. I don't ban like general comments and talks about it. I explicitly with Fairy Queen asked her to not talk about things that could narrow the scope of who it was, particularly because at that time, most people didn't quite know who it was. I didn't look at the leaks, but when I would like listen to like Reservoir or other people, I kept hearing like, I'm not really sure who it is. I'm not really sure who it is. Even like shout out to like Queen, even though we kind of hate each other, he had like the good race when he was covering us to like be pretty mindful of not making it clear who were in the leaks. Like that's been my behavior the entire time. Like nothing really differs.
That's
away from
fair.
that.
I mean, that's fair. That's why, you know, I obviously I don't know if you know this. I had heard about this stuff for a few weeks. I didn't really have any direct confirmation until a couple days ago, but I had heard about this stuff going on, but I wasn't going to cover it. Firstly, because you know it was just an allegation at the time. There was no evidence of anything. But secondly, I was under the impression that Pixie didn't want it to get out. And then all of a sudden, I'm in the middle of streaming and I see President Sunday and Copenhagen either drop videos identifying Pixie. At which point I was like, okay, well, it's fucking out now, I guess. But you know, and that's when she made her statement, which is interesting. Do you know why? I guess one question would be, and Beckett had an original statement, it seems like, from Pixie, where she implicated kind of Dan Saltman and said that he told her not to make it public. Do you know why that wasn't the original one, or maybe why it was
This is
removed
actually a good question.
I have no idea. I definitely don't talk to Dan about like I just have a very strict business
Yeah,
relationship.
but you talked to Pixie about it, so interesting. Okay.
But Dan.
Okay, gotcha. But
Yeah.
you didn't talk to Pixie.
Do Erudite's credentials even allow her to have one-on-one client relationships under the purview of whatever job she worked at? That depends on the job. If she was hired as an intake specialist, not necessarily. But if she's working under somebody and they allow her to work that way, you could technically have a one-on-one relationship with as a BA. But
wouldn't the supervisor have to be in the room?
The supervisor really just has to sign off. They should be in the room, but if they're really just sign off.
That'd be the same function as like a proctor, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's she oversees psych testing. Yeah, assessments. Yes. Again, like I said, from what I understand, her clients would be research institutions. It depends. You can do so for any type of workplace, you still do you could still do initial assessments. So a graduate degree appears to be an assessment. You could still, like, when somebody walks into a hospital, you still get an initial assessment, or to a psychiatric facility. It is a little different. If they wanted to put a psychological test, that institution would be your client. I don't know. I would have to. She claims that she worked with people. I don't know if she put together a research. I don't know if her degree is research based. We looked into it a little bit. Again, I pulled it up before. There was nothing specifically that identified if it was research based or not. I don't know if it's a practical degree or not. It didn't appear like there was nothing that like keyed in that it was or wasn't. Again, that's the reason why it's moot is because she can't do that in the United States. Someone get Bug Streamer on the line. I don't listen. If someone wants to look it up real quick while I'm streaming, I don't know.
See about maybe what she may have talked about.
I didn't actually know that was in there. I haven't like gone through all the videos today. I've been traveling, as you said, and I've mostly been like trying. Like I spent the whole morning trying to be like, is she safe? She said she told me originally that she went public, or she had to go public. She was gonna kill herself. So I like spent most of the morning trying to be like, how if she potentially doesn't feel like I didn't know if she had leaked the stuff about me. So I was like, I don't know if she feels comfortable with me, but somebody needs to check on her to like make sure that she's safe because like Sunday painted her pretty terribly, which I think she confirmed today made her make the public post today to try to like clear her name a little bit. And this is like the exact thing that she said, like, if this happens, like, I am killing myself. So I spent most of the morning, to be honest, like, trying to figure out if there was any mutuals that were, like, willing to basically just, like, check on her and make that she's safe. And, like, trying and, like, going back and forth with Nick about being, like, should I reach out to her? Like, I'm not really sure. Like, I'm really worried about her. I don't really want to make a public statement until I talk to her and, like, see where she's at. And so I spent most of the morning doing that. There luckily was a mutual friend that was able to connect with her and communicated basically being like, hey, just, you know, like, she didn't actually leak your stuff. She's, like, feeling really bad. Probably would love to hear from you. So I connected with her later. So I haven't spent most of the day like going through all the content on it. I asked Nick to do that. I've spent most of the day like trying to figure out where she's at, what's going on, and then
asking your boyfriend to do it is kind of wild. I'm not gonna lie, that's like kind of insane.
I mean, she doesn't really respect it all, so it wouldn't surprise me.
I guess, yeah. I'm trying to look if I can. Try to see if I could find specifically if I could find how this. We'll figure it out later.
And something about like this cherry stuff dropped, and I've been trying to figure out like what's going on there because it would probably change. It could change like how I feel about business going forward, depending on like what's occurred.
Cherry. I actually haven't seen this Cherry thing now. Do you know what her Twitter ad is? I assume that's where she posted it. Cherry. Is it? It's like a CHAERY Cherry or something, right?
Yes.
She said, these adults who are financially tied business partners having the audacity to involve themselves should not be allowed to pass judgment or question the behavior of others unreciprocated. You are not naive, you're not autistic. And she's showing a DM from Straight Rate which says, nice, Kyla's being sneaky about this. Pixie contacted her and was kind of trying to use her as a liaison. I told her Kyla can't be trusted to help with that. Dan contacted Pixie a couple weeks ago as well. According to what she told me, he basically said, ask Steven for a reasonable amount of money, he'll probably pay it, and wanted to convince her, and wanted her to convince him to not take legal actions against KF, which he's considering. That's what Straight Rate said, implying Kiwi Farms there. And then includes some other clips and different screenshots as well in this thread. Do you have any comment on that Straight Rate DM?
It really sucks. Like I thought I was friends with Straight Rate, so super sucks to know that she's just like thinking I've been sneaky the whole time. I don't know. I don't know. It's mostly really sad. It's really sad that Straight Rate sent these DMs like against Pixie's consent to like probably my biggest internet harasser.
Was he considering taking legal action against Kiwi Farms? That's kind of being implied here.
Interesting. Wait, did she just claim Cherry is her internet harasser?
I thought it was Sunday.
I don't know. It's mostly really sad. It's really sad that Straight Rate sent these DMs like against Pixie's consent to like probably my biggest internet harasser.
Was he considering taking legal action
Okay, so she's mentioning Sunday. Okay.
against Kiwi Farms? That's kind of being implied here.
Pixie?
Well, the DM from Straight Rate says, sorry, let me just send you a screenshot of it. This is what Cherry has.
I haven't seen this newest Cherry post, yeah.
Okay, it says, according to what she told me, he basically said, ask Steven for a reasonable amount of money and he'd probably pay it, and wanted her to convince him to not take legal actions against KF, which he's considering. So this is implying Steven's considering taking legal action against Kiwi Farms. Can you talk about that at all or no?
I haven't heard her mention any legal action about Kiwi Farms. I really only talked to Pixie and Steven.
I think this is implying, it says wanted her to convince him not to take legal action. So I think the implication is he wanted to take legal action against Kiwi Farms.
Steven did?
Yeah, that's what this DM would be implying.
I'm not really sure. There's, to be honest, when all this stuff drops, Steven might also have a bit of a line. Like, I'm not talking about like a lot of.
From what I can see, I would have to pull it up on my other monitor side. From what I could see, her degree specifically isn't test taking. What her degree, what the graduate degree is. If I go here, I'll go to page. What page is this? 9. So if we go to page 9, the course load for the program that she was a part of is teaching her different styles of assessments. So forensic assessments, intellectual assessments, child assessments. It's all assessment based. None of it is practice necessarily. This is just understanding how to do assessment. Some of it is group counseling. It seems that there's group counseling in this degree process. Test is a very broad term. I want to make this like very specific. It's not tests. You are making assessments that help guide a diagnostic process. It is not just tests. That's not what assessments are. You are talking with the client. You're gaining their typically a lot of assessments run off of what is known as the biopsychosocial assessment. So you're getting a biographical assessment of their psychological makeup, their socioeconomical makeup, their psychological makeup, things that like make them what they are. So there's cultural competencies and things like that what are also included in this. There is also quantitative data analysis as well as ethical practices, but those are things that you kind of have to do in some of these programs. So I would say that like her degree allows her to do psych evals. That's literally what it is. Assessments are evals. She can do group therapy. She could probably do individual. I don't know what her fucking expertise is, but it's very weird that she's continually sweeping for Destiny, saying, I can fix him psychologically. It's very bizarre. It's a weird hill to die on.
A lot of legal stuff, so I'm not sure who he's saying.
It feels like malpractice because she's misrepresenting how much she can do. In my opinion, I would need her to show me case evidence of what she is a specialist in, because she's like, it bounces from kids to drug addicts, none of which is what Destiny is, which clearly is not just a sex pest and a sex addict potentially, but someone who potentially is an offender of the sexual variety. At the very least, it's crimes of a sexual variety. That's not what her specialty is in. She understands it, but not an expert or a subject matter specialist.
Specifically, I'm not really sure.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, I don't think there's anything new regarding you.
Yeah, I guess when I asked,
yeah.
do you still think that I was trying to
Psychopath.
make her be quiet, despite like me explicitly not shutting down conversation? I can even look through DMs. I think I say to Pixie multiple times in other DMs, like explicitly, like whatever you like whatever you would like to do. If you'd like to go public, you can go public. Like I don't know, it's just like
I mean, I
it's
can't
just
really,
frustrating to hear
I can't really read your mind. So based on the DMs, it doesn't seem that you were trying to get her to not go public or go public. But I mean, obviously because
I wasn't weighing it.
What did you say?
Like when you have somebody who's going through trauma, and this is like what I also told her, like what you're going through, that's like you get to steer the ship. Like one of the biggest things of betrayal is that somebody took away consent from you. So you get to steer the ship. If you want to stay private, please stay. Like I take your leave from that. If you want to go public, I can follow up with you and say like what do you feel comfortable with? Me saying?
Yeah, I
Like,
need to see the whole DM log between Destiny and Erudite. I'm not gonna lie. I gotta see it. Because nothing Erudite has said convinces me what the fuck is happening.
about she gets to steer the ship. Like I don't know, it's just frustrating. 'Cause, like, I guess like you can ask Pixie, but like I can even look for DMs. It's like
No, I want to see your DMs with Destiny. I'm tired of seeing your DMs with Pixie. I want to see your DMs with Destiny.
I not only like wasn't pressuring her to be quiet, I was explicitly not pressuring her to do anything except for whatever she
Yes,
would like to do.
based on all the messages I've seen, it doesn't seem like you were pressuring her to stay quiet. Yes. Correct. Okay. Yes, I agree with that.
At 1.7
the
speed, she
stuff that
sounds
seen, but,
manic.
And so I guess
Naughty.
when you say like you can't take me seriously, I guess I'm just like
I listen things at like 3-point speed on my phone. This
You're
is
a
still
psychopath.
Yeah, I am.
You're a
How do
fucking
you think I
psychopath.
fucking like? How do you think I
Can't do
fucking
that.
pre-watch all this shit? I kind of listen at like a super speed.
know how to take that. Like, do you basically think that like everyone should disavow Destiny?
What I do is that I put 4 minutes before and then 3 minutes and then 0.4 before and then 3 like for a minute so I get it.
Oh.
After was there anything about the psychosexual evals? No, there's no. I didn't see that there in the program. There's nothing that would indicate that. It could be a specialty that she learns, but it's not in her degree profile that we know of, which is again part of the problem.
Like, should he be basically fully canceled? Do you think like even though I've done like my entire orientation with him behind the scenes has been like I can give you receipts of this as well from like way back in the day where I was like messaging him like telling him he was wrong.
I don't know.
telling
I
him
guess
he
it's
was
just like to me it's like how do you take someone seriously as a political commentator when like he's consensually sending people's nudes around? I guess I find it hard to take someone seriously in that position.
Stop using Tom for a fucking temp check. The fucking writing is on the wall.
I think that's fair, right? But this is like, can you trust his political content going forward, which is valid.
No, not just his political content. Can you trust him? He's a person. Think about it. A person.
I think that's probably an important business question for us to like answer. But
That's all right. We will be cutting this. You don't have to get at. I listen. It's okay. I know 7-hour VODs are a lot. This is a very long stream. This stream is gonna get cut down. This stream is 100% getting cut down.
don't know like why that implicates my character.
Well, I mean, we work with him. Like, he is the reason why you exist. He's the whole reason for your.
This will
you know,
be a
business partnership
timeline for this.
Like every British podcast, like all of that shit is like because of him, right?
I
You're
agree.
an extension of the Destiny community. The guy running the community is messaging e-girls from his community nudes of other girls from his community.
Yes.
that he's, like,
Yes.
following.
Yes, Tom.
Which actually brings me
Yes.
to another thing that I guess I wanted to talk about, which is something I was just looking into. So I saw this post. This is from a year ago on the Destiny subreddit. It's from February 21st, 2024. It says, I'll send you the post right here. It says, Destiny addressing the canvassing complaints just to address them. It says, there's a conversation between Jacob, Lonerbox, Erudite, and Destiny on the complaints raised by some women at the canvassing event about being constantly hit on by the guys taking part in it, not being able to just exist without being approached by them, which can cause them to potentially not participate in future events. Destiny introduced very early on in the conversation the idea that any gender-centric space will inherently push away the other gender, regardless of what's meant to make it accessible. He says that it starts with one
Interesting.
female and 9 males, which never go back.
Look, hypocrisy.
That's that 1%. Yeah, the conversation continued, bouncing the idea of Bumble Law.
Hypocrisy!
Unless they ask them
Only
first.
I
This search thing was
don't
keep it professional,
get
like in a work
women.
setting. Both
Yeah.
of them were shut down. Essentially, I guess what I'm kind of getting at here is it seems like this is all thread regarding sexual harassment, complaints, I guess, or
Yeah.
weird conversation complaints with women at a DGG canvassing event. In the leaks, there are 2 videos involving Pixie. There's one that's solo, and a threesome with another orbiter, which is straight raid. People are claiming, basically, based on the evidence, that at least one of those videos occurred during a canvassing event. The link in this Reddit post
My
right here.
favorite virtue.
It leads to a stream where you and Destiny are talking about the harassment claims, and it seems like Destiny didn't want to make overt rules about flirting with co-canvassers. And people are kind of speculating that the reason why this is happening is because he'd no longer be able to use canvassing events as vehicles to have sex with fans and orbiters.
Oh no! His fucking sescapade got found out.
This, to me, is tying into this greater idea of like fucking fans is one thing, but like he's
Oh,
fucking fans and then
no.
unconsensually sending videos of fans to other fans, and it's at the canvassing
Oh,
events. Which is part of this political thing. So it's like it's all
no.
kind of wrapped up. So I guess I'm just like, like once again, this like leads into like my whole thing of like taking it seriously, right? It's like, what is going on here? What's going on with Pixie? Like, it's not like you can just divorce like these two ideas. Like, this is the political commentary. This is what is going on here. Like, this is all tied up in his content, in his canvassing events.
Yeah, I mean, I guess go back to like your initial statement, just like I'm an extension of the community. I guess I don't like I have a podcast with him. I'm not an extension
I'm
of
an
Steven.
extension of the
Regularly, when we have
community.
interpersonal disagreements, I handle it privately. I have no idea if he was hooking up with. In fact, if they're talking about Ohio, I'm pretty dubious. I'm pretty sure I was around because those two were working like with me on that event. I'm pretty dubious that
It doesn't matter. You wouldn't have known. You were okay with it.
it was taken. I don't know for sure. I wasn't there.
I was actually oh, that's right. This is the one. I was actually at that event and didn't see anything crazy with the regular Gen Pop crowd, so I wonder if it was behind the scenes. Yeah. All right, this is the one you were at. That's hilarious. What a weird thing. Christ.
There, obviously, I have no idea, and I don't know. I didn't even know that this leak existed. I guess I haven't looked at them. I genuinely would be very suspect that it was taken at the canvassing event, just because of like how often I was with both of them, and then all three of them, like in like public spaces. Pixie and Aaron had like each had their own rooms. Like Aaron was sharing a room with multiple people. Like there was a full streamer house, and the one night that I remember. Like,
excuse me, what? One of the videos included Straighterade? Christ.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
I don't like this. I missed that because I'm
Thank you,
more
Harley,
focused.
for pointing that out. I heard it, but I was just like, oh, okay, she's in it. I didn't
Most
think
of it was
like,
at a church auditorium and it was busy and pretty small as fuck. But the famous types were all hanging out at a different place. 109. Okay, so we're at 11:31. 109.
Let me write that down. 11:31.
109. 10.
In the leaks, there are 2 videos involving Pixie. There's one that's solo, and a threesome with another orbiter, which is Straighterade.
Fucking Christ. Potentially the video includes Straighterade. The person that threw her under the bus, that was gay opping her, that was leaking this is... How do you... This source is tainted. The source of everything is tainted.
Well, yeah.
But it's tainted in a way that we didn't even fucking... Because I obviously didn't fucking look at the leaks.
Source
Was
wanted
this source
revenge
jealous?
For that $147.
What the fuck is happening? What is it, 11:31? This is 11:13. The other person who came forward was calling Pixie a whore for what she was wearing at the event too. This is insane. The person who said she's not smart enough to go, who agreed with Sunday that she's not smart enough to go to fucking law school, that said, oh, well, I'm suggesting these things. This person who actively was working to maybe somewhat undermine your efforts fucked Destiny with you, allegedly? I swear. This is Gone Girl plot for real. This is insane. This is insane. And obviously, like, I do want to, like, mention this. All the above board stuff of Destiny being investigated is very, very good. For as much as I have ethical complaints with the fact that this stuff went out without the victim even being informed or talked with, this is insane. Like, there are a bunch of psycho e-girls on top of being victims, so it isn't going to go clean, but putting them in a spotlight is going to go bad. Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. But under a microscope, everything is fucking insane. It's just the problem is that one of the, potentially the main source of the leaks also, that probably Snake, their friend, is also involved in this.
The fact that it was taken at the canvassing event.
Again, I want to reiterate that this should be investigated, that Destiny is a fucking sex pest. And potentially a sex criminal. And can be put on an offenders list. But, like, come on. Come on. Nobody discloses. Nobody fucking discloses. Why don't you disclose? Just disclose it.
just because of like how often I was with both of them, and then all three of them, like in like public spaces. Pixie and Aaron had like each had their own rooms. Like Aaron was sharing a room with multiple people. Like, there was a full streamer house, and the one night that I remember,
Never have a
Steven,
streamer house. Never have a streamer house.
hanging out like with just a
Streamer
few
house is cursed.
creators alone. He was hanging out with Jazz and Jafar and Relevant. Like they were just like talking. I think they just went back to his thing to talk, and I think maybe Warren De Laguna went as well.
Okay.
So if it happened maybe the day after, I'm not really sure. But I'm pretty sure I would be very surprised. Like I don't know when they found time. If I'm being honest, they were working like all day. So
Okay, so you don't think it was happening at the canvassing events?
I don't know. I'm very dubious that it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, that, I mean, that was
You
the last
don't
specific thing
know.
I wanted to talk about.
You can't say I'm very dubious about it. You don't fucking know.
To conclude, my opinion, yes, I don't think that you were trying to keep Pixie silent, based on what I've seen. Yeah, maybe, I don't know, people will come up with some other thing that I haven't seen that will show me that, but that does not seem to be the case to me. So if that's what your goal was with convincing me personally, and probably a lot of the audience by extension, I think you did succeed in that. Obviously, beyond that point, people will probably criticize.
No. She made this worse.
Of course she did. That's what she does.
He's just
Make
making
it
her
Wait,
feel better.
Boogie's child bride broke up with him? No! There's no fucking way. I need proof right
No.
now. There's
No.
no fucking way.
No.
No! He's lost everything! He's lost cancer! He's lost his weed plug! He's lost it all! Boogie2988 has lost it all!
Oh, grandmother announced it.
Boogie's on that watch, girls and boys! Boogie's on the fucking watch! No! No! Oh, that's like that's a fucking Krista Nark fucking pull, actually. That's insane that it's Tyler doing that. Fuck me! She's free! No! I can't believe it. No!
As you for associating with Destiny at all, but yeah, I think that's about all there is to that. Is there anything else you want to say before I end the
Oh,
recording?
that hurt my face.
No, I guess mostly I just like I appreciate you giving me the time to listen to me. I would appreciate if people like I don't know. It feels very icky to always be viewed as just like this like necessary extension of Steven. I don't like this idea that if I'm like friends with somebody, that means I'm like agreeing with all of his actions and behaviors. I think there are some things that are like non-negotiable, but I like acting like these things are like objectively agreed upon, and that everyone just knows what these are. I think it's pretty unfair. I think the way that people have like responded to Pixie, like smearing her and trying to paint her as an extortionist, has been really gross.
Yeah, shout out President Sunday.
Yeah. I think like first and foremost, the most important thing, like even when you're making this, is like to just be mindful. If there's anything that I say that you're like, don't know if that will like cast Pixie in a bad light, like I prefer it excluded. And I guess, I don't know, the disproportionate level of like hatred and vitriol that I feel like I've been getting for staying silent when the victim asked me to, telling my friend that he was wrong, and trying to mitigate a solution for the friends.
We have no proof that you told Destiny he was wrong.
Stepping back when that solution wasn't working and they were going to like legal things. I just don't know what else people are expecting from me, especially as like most people who believe in like rehabilitative justice. I suppose like I don't know. It does.
Yes, we did report on the fact that Cherry has filed charges against Destiny. We'll see where that goes.
Make a lot of sense to me. But I guess it is what it is. I'm doing my best to try to live by my principles.
Okay, all right, thanks. Well, on the recording. Thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So, chat, that is the full update of the Destiny story as of today. It's currently 2:18 my time, January 2023, January 23rd, 2025. I'm gonna be extremely honest. I'm gonna be extremely brutal. NotsoErudite looks very guilty. This is insane. Final thoughts.
Dude, she's just fucking like, what? Oh my god. My thoughts are like, why are you so stupid? Why are you so stupid?
Yep. Thank you for everybody who came in for the now recording stream that stayed.
What do you guys think, Q? What do you guys think?
I've already said what I felt, and that was that Erudite is going to continue to defend Destiny until it's no longer financially viable for her to do so. Only then when the money vanishes, watch then. That will be the point where Erudite jumps ship. She will not jump ship for any other reason. Like, and I hate to say it, but Destiny could fucking shoot someone in Times Square, and Erudite would be like, nah, he won't do it again. He's fine.
Yeah, I think that's
had a really good reason to shoot that person.
I think ultimately this is. I think ultimately, don't listen. You want me to be real? Don't say poor husband. He probably knew too. I think that everybody should be looked at. I think a lot of subpoenas are going to go around. Again, if Pixie believes that Erudite acted in her best interest, I'm not going to discount that from her, but I will stand 10 toes down. If Erudite believes that she can create a clinic, she is going to get somebody killed. She is not qualified for it. She clearly doesn't have the acumen or the ethics behind it. I am telling you now, she will get somebody killed if she opens a clinic. That is my purest belief. That is my opinion. And it is insane. Everybody, that's our show for tonight. I want to thank you, everybody for the Now Recording stream. I want to thank Now Recording for rating the stream. I want to thank everybody for sticking out, showing up. Thank you guys so much, so fucking much. And I want to thank all of my hosts. I want to thank Ash and Q for sticking out today. I want to go to the end of the card. I'm FalGXE. This is the Op Block. Thank you guys for watching. And like and subscribe. Thank you very much and goodbye.